girl's face, nothing seems to bother him. That's why his nickname.
Hey, what's going on, guys? SS Ultimate Goku here on the live stream, and we got the NFL 2018 draft reactions here. Got it all. I don't think they got Chris Berman on. I always watch it on ESPN. Apparently, Fox is doing it this year too. No, ESPN was the original. Then NFL Network was created, so then NFL Network got their draft. Now this year, apparently Fox is doing it, so there's going to be 3 people that are going to be doing it. So it's really weird here, guys.
Earlier this week, 3 people here in the Dallas area were victims of a shooting. Dallas Police Department officer Rogelio Santander lost his life serving his community. Last week, our country was saddened by the passing of former First Lady of the United States, Barbara Bush. The NFL community joins those around the state of Texas, the country, and around the world in celebrating her life. A woman of integrity and grace, she was a supporter of the Houston Texans and a friend of the National Football League. Please join us in a moment of silence as we pause to reflect upon her lifetime of service to our nation and also the loss of Officer Santander. Thank you.
Okay, so
ladies and gentlemen,
they're gonna do the national anthem.
Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by Naval Air Station Fort Worth Joint Reserve Base.
You're going all out with this.
And now, please join in the singing of our national anthem, performed by Capitol recording artist Devin Gilfillian.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free, in the home of the brave.
Okay, so I got my mock out. I'm gonna be printing it out very soon.
We're closer to getting this baby rolling.
I gotta figure out how you do this on NFL.com. I gotta print my mock out.
UFC heavyweight champion Stephen
I got my mock all ready to go. Just gotta print it.
Proud son of immigrants, Stephen fought for his dream while working 2 jobs and fighting fires for his community. Stephen still fights fires and still proudly fights for his heritage. The belt is a bonus. Since 1925, we proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC. You made a promise. You agreed to never give up. To ask, what else can I
I don't know if
do?
you can.
You agreed to remember the good people who rise with every challenge. To remember their strength. To serve with grit and grace. You made a promise. We did too. All new Ram 1500.
I can share it, but I can't load.
With Expedia, you can book a flight, hotel, car, and activity all in one place. Everything you need to go. Expedia.
That's stupid. Okay, so yes.
Introducing 5-Hour Tea. With caffeine from green tea leaves and only
I
green
gotta
tea.
figure out how to print out my mock here.
It's energy for people with a more natural outlook.
I don't know.
5-Hour Tea. Caffeine from green tea leaves. Release
okay,
your
now this
natural
kind
side from the makers of 5-Hour Energy.
The future of your
Now I
franchise
print
is
this out.
when you see hope. Light.
That will
Find
come
out
out
what our
crap.
team sees as Kirk Herbstreit joins the cast of the NFL Draft tonight at 8 on ESPN. Judge.
I hate when they do it like this.
Judge. Stanton. Sanchez. Stevie. Baseball's beware. The Yankees take on the Angels on Sunday Night Baseball.
Come work for an innovative company that pushes the boundaries of connectivity, entertainment, and information. Spectrum, America's fastest growing TV, internet, and voice provider, is looking for individuals who are interested in making the most out of their career. Employees enjoy full benefits, best-in-class 401k, and complimentary
Alright,
services.
well, let me print it out.
Spectrum has a wide range of positions available, so find the right opportunity for you. Just go to jobs.spectrum.com and apply today.
What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna pull it up over here. Let me get this thing going.
One team, one community, one heart. You don't know anything about heart? You don't know anything about heart?
This is a start. This is not.
Show, since this thing's being stupid and won't let me print it out, I just have it right in front of me, you know. Can't make. Yeah, NFL can't make it easier, but I am watching it on ESPN. I always watch it on ESPN because that was the original. So that's how I always watch it. I'm hoping that Chris Berman occasionally makes a cameo appearance since he retired. Hoping he comes back because like draft's not the same. Draft's not the same without Chris Berman. The NFL's not the same without Chris
We
Berman.
are raring to go to get the first round of the 2018 draft underway. It is moments away. Stay with us. NFL draft countdown.
All right, why isn't it showing my login here? I guess I'm gonna have to log in again.
Hiring is always a huge challenge.
Too many errors are going on here.
Job sites with not a lot to show.
All right, so we're gonna sign in.
They figured out hiring.
We're gonna sign in
They put it all over the web, and they send me the right people because their technology is
again here.
ZipRecruiter often sends me the right person in 24 hours.
The smartest way to hire.
Okay, and then we're gonna go
The preferred
to
job site of college sports fans. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/buckets. Are there two Pringles?
that's not what I want. This thing being stubborn.
Jalapeno. Spicy barbecue pizza.
Aha. All right. So for the first overall pick, I have Josh Allen. I do not believe that it's going to be Sam Arnold.
We're gonna give more. Because this is our moment. We are. Whatever you're made for, Gatorade is made to fuel.
So yeah, that's who I got going first overall.
Someday, Daddy, I want to get married right here in our backyard.
you carry out, some things are out of your control. But with Domino's new carry-out insurance, we'll replace your pizza if it gets ruined after you leave the store. Carry out large 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 every day.
Tempur-Pedic gives us the best night's sleep ever. I recommend my Tempur-Pedic to everybody.
The most highly recommended bed in America. Now ranked highest in customer satisfaction with mattresses by J.D. Power. Visit Tempur-Pedic.com to find your exclusive retailer today.
Turn up your swagger game with One-A-Day Men.
Get ready for the wildlife.
A complete multivitamin with key nutrients plus B vitamins for heart health. Your One-A-Day is showing.
Yeah, sure.
You know what? The moment you realize a good backyard party requires a good backyard.
At Lowe's, we have everything you need to create the outdoor space you've always wanted.
Shop Lowe's and save with premium mulch now 5 bags for $10.
Experience a blend of refined craftsmanship and raw power. Engineered to take the crown. Presenting the all-new Lexus LS500 and LS500H. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Blue Moon is a Belgian-style wheat beer brewed with Valencia orange peel for a flavorful and refreshing taste that rises above.
Craftsmanship.
Alright, so what do we got here?
To reveal simple truths that unlock everything.
So like I said, I think the Browns, it's been the debate for a while. I think Browns are going to take Josh Allen, and the Giants are going to take an heir apparent for Eli, get him in there for a couple of years until before Eli decides to retire. Josh Roby. I think the Jets are taking Baker's Mayfield. And then for the Browns' second pick, 4th overall, they are going to take the running back, Bakers or whatever. I think the Broncos are taking Sam Darnold, by the way.
Whose name will be called when their team is on the clock. We are expecting a potentially historic night with as many as 6 quarterbacks going in the first round. Reminder, that has never happened before except for one other time in 1983. Will we have a repeat of that epic season? Because it's all about the quarterback, and tonight we'll find out where these guys will become faces of franchise and potential Hall of Fame players.
So, you want to be an NFL quarterback. We know a little bit about football around these parts. I've seen them come, and I've seen them go. Some teams must find their future. Others just need to find their way.
That would be the Browns.
Maybe divided with uncertainty. But like the Texas sun, possibility rises in every tomorrow. He is out there. That kid out of Wyoming. 1,000 recruiting letters sent. Only 2 responses. Heisman Trophy winner. Not too shabby for a 2-time walk-on. Rosen, a little brash, but has all the skills to back it up. The SoCal quarterback. Quite the steady hand and a quick draw of the boot. But you see, the present is where you wait to be recognized. Will you be a rookie or the future? For it has arrived here tonight. Rails unlaid, robes unseen. First pick, second pick, or 199th pick. These 32 franchises filled with risk and reward. Here and now, the unknown of tomorrow, the promise of
Oh my God.
This is the 2018 NFL Draft, presented by Courtyard.
The wait is over. The time is now. The place is AT&T Stadium, and the event is the 2018 NFL Draft. The old song says the stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas, and stars will stroll across that stage tonight, knowing where their future in football will play out.
It's on
in the first round of the NFL Draft. The drama, the tension, the hope.
Hello, filler boy.
The scare, perhaps, of who goes where. Players like Josh Allen, how quickly will his name be called? Will the events of the last 24 hours determine that someone like Sam Darnold might go first and foremost overall ahead of Josh Allen?
I still say Josh Allen.
We've got them in bunches. Josh Rosen says he knows when it's all said and done, 10 years from now, he will be the last man standing, but will he be the first quarterback chosen? And will Saquon Barkley continue the revolution and the renaissance of the running back position in the NFL? He's got his game face on, and so do we. Welcome to the circus, baby, because we're inside the big top. Jerry World, AT&T Stadium. The draft is happening now. Get ready for full immersion. Buckle up, Buttercup, because ain't nobody knowing what's really going down tonight. Glad you're with us. Trey Wingo, Louis Riddick, Kirk Herbstreit, and for the 35th year, Mel Kiper Jr. is with us as well. Guys, we are looking at a bizarre situation tonight. We still don't know who the number one pick will be, and we could have as many as 6 quarterbacks go in the first round. How much fun are we going to have tonight?
Hey, quarterback, that's what this league is all about, right? Look, John Dorsey supposedly has said his decision has been made for months. Let me just tell you this, back in 2004 when I was with the Washington Redskins, we thought our decision was made the night before we went home, and we thought we were going to draft Kellen Winslow Jr. Guess what happened the next morning? We drafted Sean Taylor. Look, you never know who you really want until it's time to really pick. Especially when you're at the top here, and Mel, you pointed it out numerous times, when people are so close together, any little bit of information can sway you one way or another. That's what makes this kind of event awesome. That's what makes people who are watching at home, it's awesome. And for the teams right now, it's time to build your team. Let me just go back to say congratulations on getting Sean Taylor. We did all right. Yeah, that's a good call. For me, there's such an emphasis on quarterback. And I get it. And we got a lot of great players. But what I can't wait to see is after these quarterbacks start to go, the best players in this draft are guys like Saquon Barkley, Roquan Smith, Bradley Chubb. Where are these guys going to go? And when are teams going to get a chance to grab onto them? I think it's a great story. Well, it's a weird situation. Everybody's on the quarterbacks, but the Kirk.
Get ready, everyone's going to boo Roger Goodell.
Maybe going a little bit later in this first round.
Boo Roger Goodell.
Are you concerned at all about the bunching of the quarterback situation? You can't have a word out there.
Can't wait for my Green Bay Packers. Hopefully we goddamn draft a freaking cornerback, because we've been needing a quarterback for fucking 4 to 5 years by now.
It's how you think. It's how we think. And in part by TMZ. Live like a pro. K2. Every kiss begins
What is his name? Gucci Man.
Marvel Studios.
Gucci Man, motherfucker.
Infinity War. In theaters and IMAX everywhere tonight.
Browns are on the clock. That GM, man, he better friggin'
How do you want to live?
better know his shit.
As a decent person?
We need a damn quarterback.
Is that it? Good? Of course not.
Gucci bag.
King of the Hill? Better. Top of your game? Win. All powerful. Like a boss. Like a pro. We couldn't agree more. We are professional grade. Step up to GMC with over $10,500 total value on a specially equipped Sierra SLT Crew Cab model when you finance through GM Financial. We are professional grade. GMC.
Okay, class, we have one more speaker left. First pick in the NFL draft. Guess what do you want to be?
When I go to the NFL, I'm going to be the first pick in the NFL draft. I'll be the best receiver in the game. When I go to the NFL, I'll get 3 rings. No, 4 rings. 4. And I'll do more for my community than anyone has ever done. Ever. Did you clean your room? Yeah. I'll visit 6 children's hospitals in 1 week. I'll come back and resell this field. The best humanitarian in the league. No doubt about it. I'll do great when I go to the NFL. No, I'll do better than great. I'll do good. On and off the field. When I grow up, I want to be man of the year. Thank you.
Nationwide, born in a commitment to community, is proud to sponsor the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award. Avengers.
We're talking about.
I hope they remember you.
The corners.
I do hope those that survive remember everything. Rated PG-13.
Shout out to the Eagles, Super Bowl champions. I'm gonna get 9 next, cause I got 3 weeks off season. What's that? There ain't no off season. Football is stuff. We've been out here the whole time. You gotta use it or lose it. For real. Good luck scouting me next year.
And me. And me.
We're gonna fuck it.
Y'all boys ready to play this football? Well, it's the night we've been waiting for really since the end of Super Bowl 52. The draft is 8 seconds away. The scoreboard behind me counting it down. Let's go to Roger Goodell to get this party started.
Boo! Everyone start booing him. Boo! Boo! This guy gets booed more than Roman Reigns does.
Welcome, football fans, to the 2018 NFL Draft, Texas style. I can't believe you guys are throwing the Cowboys. Come on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, way to go, troll there.
For all of you tuning in across the country.
Yeah, way to troll there, Roger Goodell.
Future NFL stars.
They're booing you,
We
dumb
already have
fuck.
a record tonight. Over 100,000 fans are here at AT&T Stadium, both here, inside, and outside the stadium. That's a tribute to you, the fans.
I can't believe Roger Goodell had the balls.
Three of the greatest men to ever.
No, you're booing the Cowboys. Like, no, we're not. We're booing you, dumb fuck.
Our Walter Payton
Excuse my French.
NFL Man of the Year.
I should have said that, but
And our
come on
models
now.
for the newest class of players, for their excellence on the field, but more importantly, for what they do off the field in their community. Troy Aikman, Jason Witten, and Roger Staubach. Give it to them, guys. No, you stay right here. You guys don't have to go anywhere. Here's just for a second. So if you're ready, are you ready? Let's get it started. The 2018 NFL Draft is now officially open. The Cleveland Browns are on the clock.
This guy gets booed more than Roman Reigns.
So Cleveland is where they were a year ago, hoping that what they do this year will not mean they're back in this exact same spot for a third straight year. And one of the problems with the Cleveland Browns continuing to be either at the top or near the top of the draft is this. All the quarterbacks since 1999. Let's enjoy, as they said in Office Space, the entire collection. Whether it's Jeff Garcia, Doug Peterson, Ken Dorsey, Jake Delhomme, Seneca Wallace, Colt McCoy, Charlie Fry, Spurgeon Wynn. We all remember the golden era of Spurgeon Wynn in Cleveland. Deshaun Kaiser, Kevin Hogan, Cody Kessler.
Derek Anderson was the only one that was actually good.
Starting quarterbacks. And here's the entire class. Quinn, Couch, Weedman,
I don't think Derek Anderson deserves to be there because Derek Anderson was like 10-6. They didn't make the playoffs, but they were actually pretty competitive. That was the only year they were competitive.
The last one to win a regular season game, Robert Griffin III, way back in December of 2016. Been
You
here.
gotta give Derek Anderson some credit. He
Rick
freaking cooked up
Cleveland.
to a 10-6
You share
season.
in John Dorsey, Mel. What do they have to do with the quarterback spot this time?
Find the right guy. They got a lot of options. I think the surprising option to a lot of people would be a kid back in August you thought would be a third or fourth round pick. That would be Baker Mayfield from Oklahoma. We thought back in August it would be Sam Darnold, USC, guaranteed. Then the games began. He looked good in September. Then late September against Washington State, Notre Dame game, Ohio State at the end, he struggled. Josh Rosen, second straight year with injuries from UCLA, pushed him down just a bit. Josh Allen had an injured shoulder late, but came back and then did a really good job. Then the issue last night and this morning. So right now, all eyes are on the Cleveland Browns. They have to get it right. Pressure on John Dorsey, the new GM, to nail this pick. They've passed on so many quarterbacks over the years. You go back to Ben Roethlisberger, Jared Goff, Deshaun Watson, Carson Wentz. They got to get this right. They got to get the right quarterback.
You have been on Josh Allen.
And they'll get it wrong again.
Obviously, incidents from today may affect his draft status, but they've said, Lewis, for a long time, they know who this guy is that they want to take. So who, in your opinion, would be the right guy to go to Cleveland?
You know, that's a great question, Trey, because I'll tell you what, when you have that many quarterbacks over time, 28 different starting quarterbacks, it's never just about the player. That's an organizational problem. That's a developmental problem. That's a systemic inherent problem. So now you need to find not just the best quarterback, but the best quarterback that fits you and what you are looking for. And look, to me, Sam Darnold fits what they are looking for. Okay, just think about the kind of offense they're going to want to run. They need to have a guy who can win from the pocket when he needs to, but can create when he needs to. He doesn't need to depend on either one. He cannot be dependent upon just being that scramble around type of guy, and he can't be dependent upon and just really limited to the pocket.
So I got Josh Allen being the first overall pick, just so everyone knows.
You say he probably could use another year in college. Well, they have Tyrod Taylor. So draft him, let him sit there, let him develop, and then unveil him next year. But I'll tell you what, it's not just going to be on the player for this guy to really hit. It's going to be on the organization. Players don't fail on their own, man.
Right.
They don't fail on their own. They fail because other people help them too.
Well, it's like you don't win gigs on your own. Everybody's in on it, or everybody's out of it.
Then explain Johnny Manziel.
You like Darnold. We had the report from Adam Schefter earlier today, Kurt, that they have looked really hard, and he's hearing that maybe Baker Mayfield, the guy you've loved for a long time.
He's been the guy that I've looked at. What's interesting here is the Browns have 1 and 4. And with 19 years and 28 quarterbacks, John Dorsey had nothing to do with that history, but it's what he's inherited.
Yes.
So he feels that. So it would make sense the best player in the draft is go Saquon Barkley. But you got to get the quarterback right. If one of these guys separated themselves based on their evaluations, in my mind, it is Baker Mayfield. And it's not just that he scrambles around and makes plays. This guy can sit in the pocket. He's the most accurate of any of these quarterbacks in this draft. And he brings all the intangibles that you want. Forget the off-the-field issues, in my opinion. It's not Johnny Manziel. This kid is a proven winner, high school, college. He walked on twice. He's led his team to 3 Big 12 championships. And I think he gets his locker room to believe in him that they can win. And after 19 years of struggling, they need a guy that has that big heart, and he's such a competitor. I think it's Baker Mayfield.
And what we got down to with Baker, if you like them,
you excuse away that and say it's not a big deal. You don't worry about it. If you had concerns about Baker at 6'1.5" with the antics and the lack of maturity, you can spin it negatively and say, okay, you're talking about the #1 pick overall. We have never seen this before in the NFL.
Unprecedented.
It's never happened. So a 6'1.5" quarterback who doesn't have Michael Vick athleticism or Michael Vick speed, and has
still say it's
the
Allen.
antics, which you want to call him a maturity issue. Ironically, he's 23. Sam Darnold's only a 20-year-old kid right now. He's 21.
He's got the big arm. That's what they're looking for.
Still a big thing with the way the game is trending.
There's not that many. Kirk and when they were, Russell Wilson's the 3rd-round pick. Drew Brees was the 1st pick in the 2nd round. Michael Vick went #1 overall because he brought other things to the table.
I don't know, man.
Where Baker Mayfield doesn't. So this is a risk because he doesn't check all the boxes to be the #1 pick. So John Dorsey's rolling the dice that he can find maybe the next Brett Favre in Baker Mayfield.
But, Mel, you know what? Just because there hasn't been that many doesn't mean that 6-foot quarterbacks should all of a sudden be pushed down inherently. Because I'll tell you what, the 6-foot quarterbacks that have made it, the ones who are given chances, with Drew Brees, is setting record numbers. It can happen, but you know what? The NFL is a creature of habit. They all do what everyone else does, and they all look to whatever has the biggest or the most amount of data that they can lean on. Because right now, at the top of the draft, you're not so much concerned about hitting as you are about what happens if I miss.
Right.
That's what you're almost more concerned about.
And that's part of this because if you're not as fast as Russell Wilson and you're not as accurate as Drew Brees, the amount of data on 6-foot quarterbacks is there. And then there's the Big 12 thing, whether it's right or wrong. 8 Big 12 quarterbacks have gone in the 1st round. That group is combined 58 games below 500. We'll have more on that in just a minute. Hey, we got all night, partner. Trust me. Let's go upstairs to Adam Schefter and Chris Mortensen more on the idea that Baker could be the Brown.
Well, Terry, as you know, John Dorsey and the Kansas City Chiefs parted ways last year, and during that time, before he became the Browns general manager in December, he saw Baker Mayfield play 6 times, and in person at the Kansas game, the game in which Mayfield grabbed his crotch. But he believed that Baker Mayfield was the best player in college football. I know he told me that during that period of time. And as far as the Johnny Manziel reference, as Kurt Herbstreit alluded to, they made sure on the off-field issues that this was not Johnny Manziel Part 2. Very comfortable with what they find off the field with him, and allowed for some of the problems like he had with the Arkansas incident last year.
And keep in mind, he also brought aboard the former Redskins general manager Scott McCloughan, who had been an open Baker Mayfield supporter, loved Baker Mayfield. We'll find out now if that's the fix, right?
Adam, wow, went full Bacon Mayfield there. First one out. I mean, you're Bacon, I get it, it's eating. But Kirk, you've been passionate about this since we started talking about this process. Show me what you like in the tape so much.
Well, first of all, I think the game is changing. I think the NFL is changing. The offenses are changing. Look at the Rams last year. Look what the other teams have done. Baker Mayfield, he can make throws from the pocket. But he reminds me, you mentioned Drew Brees, he also has that flamboyant style of a Brett Favre with the way he leads the team with the intangible. Look at the downfield accuracy. It's as good as there is in this draft. Don't think of Drew Brees with the Saints. Go back to when he played at Purdue and made those same throws. Similar build. The creativity is where I think the Brett Favre kind of flamboyancy comes out. His ability to create, get outside of the pocket, different arm angles. Never gives up on a play. Might be a lot. Again, Brett Favre from the Southern Miss days. Much younger guy, but doing things that aren't necessarily technically sound, but always seems to find an answer. That's who Baker Mayfield is to me.
The technical things, we don't have much time because the pick is coming in. Are you comfortable with the technical things that he was talking about not being an issue?
Look, absolutely. Look, I thought Baker Mayfield was the best overall quarterback, regardless of fit, if you were taking fit out of it, because the guy can do everything from the pocket and outside the pocket. So I'm not surprised if they pick him. I'm just saying I don't know if he's the best fit for him, but we're going to find out.
We are about to find out as the Browns' long wait is over after an 0-16 season. Their savior will be. Let's go to Roger Goodell at the podium.
Well, I'm still thinking with Josh Allen. Well, we got the boos. Allen, I think, is the right pick. I think he's the right pick. That's the best arm in the draft.
With the first pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Baker Mayfield.
Wow! ESPN got it right. All the NFL Network people were saying Donald died.
And yay, verily, this party
ESPN knew what they were talking about because freaking I looked at all the mocks that NFLnetwork.com was doing. Not one of them said Baker Mayfield.
And 3 years
I was looking at their mocks.
Heisman Trophy winner, and now he walks out of here knowing he's the #1 pick in the NFL draft in 2018. Again,
that surprises me. Yeah, look at this right here. The user consensus by most users is it's Sam, and then the average NFL experts all predicted Sam to be picked. ESPN must have really knew something because they were saying Adam Schefter used to be a part of NFL Network too. He left for ESPN. Let's see. I want to see this again.
He believes in himself.
Okay, there was one. There was one actually no, there was actually a couple in here. Two.
Who can win from the pocket, just as Herbie pointed out, and he can spread the ball.
There was 2 Bakers and there was one. There was one Sam. And then yeah, but Mayock thought Sam. Like all of the real good experts all thought Sam. That really surprised me.
But what you're talking about, look, here, down in the red area, I saw him down in the Senior Bowl, I saw him throwing darts just like this down there in Mobile. And here, against Baylor, you see, he sees pressure coming off of his blind side.
That's interesting because
he drops the ball.
they didn't really talk about Baker Mayfield being the guy.
Right here that you seen Oklahoma do right here. The zone read, play action pass.
A lot of people thought Buffalo too. Buffalo was going to trade. Yeah, that's interesting. That probably changes the complexion of the draft because a lot of people thought Baker Mayfield would probably be in like around the 6 range, 6 overall range. So since he got picked 1st overall, I wonder where all the other quarterbacks will line up now. You know, because that was someone who I think the Jets were interested in. The Jets were interested in Baker Mayfield. So since the Browns took Baker Mayfield, I'm interested to see who the Jets will take now because I don't see the Jets taking Sam Darnold because he's from UFC and they had Mark Sanchez and that didn't exactly work out. It worked out in the beginning, but then ultimately it failed. So I'm very interested now to say where this goes now. You know,
the NFL will bring you back to earth very quickly. Let me just say, I grew up in Ohio, and just want to say, I feel the Browns' pain, their fan base. They're one of the most loyal fan bases. And fellas, congratulations on this pick because Baker Mayfield will fit into that city perfectly. He will be
if he plays good.
He is a blue-collar guy. He wants to win. He will do everything he can to try to turn that franchise around. And I'll tell you what, you can talk about whatever happened in the Georgia game. After he put up 500 yards of offense, maybe he got fatigued and tired because he dominated that football game until they got late in that game. And to me, you bring up a great point. They are going to have to adjust the RPOs and his style.
Well, now you got to wonder what the Giants are going to do.
But they're in the NFL. RPOs are already there.
The interesting thing there is that they have Tyrod Taylor, so if they ever make the transition, they're the same kind of quarterback and what they can do. Here are the Baker Mayfield concerns, though. February of 2017, arrested in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and was tased after he tried to run away from a cop. September 9, 2017. This, I thought, was much ado about nothing. He planted a flag after a win at Ohio State. Big deal. But he uses that chip on his shoulder. Or a traitor.
I don't think that was a big deal.
Against Texas Tech. And then, of course, he was denied a handshake, wanted it against Kansas, and then after some good play, decided to respond in kind. Probably not his best move. And then in January of this year, entered the Rose Bowl with the word pretenders on there because people had said the Oklahoma Sooners would be pretenders in the championship route. Look, that's all great, and as players at Oklahoma said,
the only thing that would worry about me is the
kids. Unless he deals, that's
the whole flicking the person off and the arrest. Those are the only two things that would worry about me from that whole thing that they showed. Him planting the flag down. I mean, that doesn't concern me at all. Okay, so it's going to either be Mayfield or it's going to be a quarterback error. I got Rosie.
2018 NFL draft. The New York Giants select
Josh Rosie.
Saquon Barkley.
Oh, they took Barkley. Wow, that surprises me. I thought they were taking the quarterback.
There you see the hug from his Penn State head coach, James Franklin. Saquon Barkley going back to where he came from. Yes, he's been outside Allentown in Pennsylvania, and that's how got him. That's what got him to Penn State, even though he had committed to Rutgers, and James Franklin wore him out, saying, there is no way I'm going to let you go to Rutgers. You have to come to Penn State. And it has proven to be a perfect marriage. But now with the second overall pick, Saquon Barkley is ready to run the rock for the New York Football Giants. The running game has been absent in New York the last couple of years, even in 2016 when they made it to the playoffs. Mel has called him the best player available in this draft, and Kirk, the highlights show you why Mel feels that way.
In my opinion, the best player in this draft is Saquon Barkley. The New York Giants just picked him up. He can do a lot of things for an offense. The ability to make people miss at 233 pounds. Remember that when you're watching the highlights here, that he's 233 pounds. Great lateral quickness, ability to get out in space. This is the area that he improved the most. By the way, he goes up in the air, takes a hit in the air from a safety, lands it, and is able to move downfield. How about this stop and go right here?
So now the Jets obviously aren't taking Baker. So
he really worked hard on his
I don't know if they're going to take Sam
Donald. He's a 3-down back. You will not see him go off the field.
I don't know now.
Because he's just as dangerous now on third down.
The way I thought this draft was going, this kind of just changed.
And Herbie is physical as a blocker, and I think that's important for Eli Manning. He has an offensive line that was not
ESPN seemed to know that Baker Mayfield was going to Browns. When I was watching NFL Network, no one suggested that. When I was watching NFL Network,
we're hoping at our veteran quarterback.
No one suggested
We're not going to get the heir apparent to Eli Manning. We're going to get Saquon Barkley and certainly go away from Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, or Josh Rosen. That means when you also leave that James Gellman, he made a comment. The second pick's got to make you wear that gold jacket. It's got to be possibly a.
If I would have been watching NFL Network right now, I bet you they would have all been shocked that Baker Mayfield was the pick.
He feels could be Ezekiel Elliott, Leonard Fournette, Adrian Peterson, Todd Gurley. That's what he's looking
on
for.
ESPN, they seem to know who the pick was.
One of those star running backs who went to the top of the draft.
I'm very curious to see what the Jets are
school records at Penn State, including the most all-purpose yards. This basically says that they're comfortable with Eli Manning for the next few years because this guy's going to have to tote the rock.
Yeah, no, there's no question about it. Look, this decision goes all the way above Dave Gettleman. This is about Mr. John Mara saying, this is who I want to be. I want to be a running football team. I want to be a team that controls the clock. I want to be a team that plays.
Well, it could be anything. I mean, they could take Allen now. Or they could take Josh Roby, who wasn't taken by the Giants. Not if Baker Mayfield wasn't taken.
Yards per touch, not yards per carry. Saquon can tote it, and he can catch it. It's perfect. Gives him a Tiki Barber kind of back with even more potential. Best back I've seen come out of the college game since Adrian Peterson.
Listen, they're going to have to block for him, which has been the problem there. Let's go down to the interview with Susie Culver. Susie Culver standing by with Saquon Barkley. Obviously, a very happy New York Giant. DXL Men's Apparel bringing that to us.
Well, Saquon, you are the face of Penn State football. You've insisted that you would like to be the face of the NFL. How are you going to make that happen?
Just by sticking to the little things. What got me here, and that's being in love with football and being passionate about the game and working my butt off and pushing myself every single day. I'm just truly excited to be honored to be part of the New York Giants. When I got to visit the program, I fell in love. You walk in, you see the Super Bowls right away, and you see that team's about winning, and hopefully I can go there and help as quickly as possible.
You didn't get to Dallas until late last night because this is only the second great thing that happened to you this week. Show everybody you're still wearing the hospital band from the birth of your daughter. How do you process all of this?
Yeah, it's truly amazing. I'll tell people it's like it's from a movie or a book. It's an honor, and I'm just thankful that I can have the two biggest blessings of my life. First and foremost, having a daughter, a beautiful daughter, Jada, and then being able to play for a franchise like New York Giants. It's an honor, and like I said, I don't even know how to explain it right now. I'm just so thankful.
Shout out to your girlfriend, Anna. Shout out.
Yeah, I will. How you doing, Anna?
Congratulations. Well, Trey, what a week. He's a new dad and a new Giant.
Yeah, what a week he's had. We should all have a week like Saquon Barkley. Unbelievable. Congratulations all around. And that leads us to J-E-T-S. Jets.
Who did that?
Now we are Jets. Jets made first round selection. Quarterback Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Everybody said Marino was going to be around at that time. They picked Marino. Obviously, the Jets know something that, you know, the people up here don't.
Jeff Wagaman, linebacker for Virginia.
It's obvious to me right now that the Jets just don't understand what the Jets all about.
The New York Jets select Johnny Mitchell, tight end, Nebraska. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. The New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
So the Jets traded up. Will they take a quarterback? They've done it before. 1965, Broadway, Joe Namath. That worked out well. The only Super Bowl win in franchise history, 16-7 over the invincible, supposedly Baltimore Colts. Richard Todd, 6th overall. Ken O'Brien, one of the 3 not Hall of Famers from the class.
Just remember, everyone, Mark Sanchez was cheered.
Played very well, 18th overall, and then Mark Sanchez in 2009. It's got to be a quarterback here. The question will be, which quarterback will the Jets go with? The Jets are poised to make the pick that they believe will allow them to compete in the AFC East. Commissioner Goodell is approaching the podium. We're about to find out, people.
I think it's going to be Josh Allen. I think.
With the 3rd pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Sam Darnold, quarterback, USC.
Surprise, they went with USC again.
Quarterback, running back, quarterback. A sigh of relief from Sam Darnold, who's going West Coast, East Coast. Sam Darnold, only 2 years at USC, but was so impressive when he played as a freshman. A little of concerns his 2nd year playing for USC, but now he is a member of the New York Jets as the 3rd overall pick. And ladies and gentlemen, they call him the DNA because the bloodlines run deep for Sam Darnold and company. The next quarterback of the New York Jets. Yeah, he was at USC, but before he was at USC, Dick Hammer, his grandfather, USC basketball Olympian in volleyball. His mother played volleyball at Long Beach State. His father, Mike Darnold, a father who played football, and his sister played at Rhode Island. By the way, Dick Hammer was also one of the 5 original Marlboro Men, and also was an actor on the series Emergency in the 70s. No more emergencies about this guy in the Jets quarterback, Mel.
That's not. I think they're going to feel fortunate that pick number 3, Sam Darnold, was there back in August. He's going to be guaranteed to be the number 1 pick. He opened the door because he had a shaky year. But when he's on and you give him time and he can maneuver in the pocket, great feet in the pocket, great downfield accuracy, was a very catchable ball. What he was, though, was a turnover nightmare this past year. Got into some bad habits, pulled the ball out like a loaf of bread, a lot of fumbles.
That's my concern with that. Seems like a Mark Sanchez.
Fumbles. 2 years ago,
And from UFC.
touchdown interception ratio, lost 3 offensive linemen, lost his top receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster, and the results were not the same. You're seeing him at his best this year. You saw a couple of games where he was at his worst. Washington State, Notre Dame, and then particularly Ohio State, late in the year, final game, unforced errors from a pick 6, an overthrown pass in the end zone to Deontay Burnett. It would have been a touchdown, instead of fumble in a pocket that cost him a field goal. He opened the door for Baker Mayfield to go ahead of him because he did not have the year anticipated. But if they can recapture what we saw 2 years ago, recreate Sam Darnold from 2 years ago, they can have themselves a steal at number 3. Because it really could have been and would have been the number 1 pick had things gone the way everybody thought.
Speaking of recreating, the last quarterback the Jets took in the 1st round, Mark Sanchez from USC in 2009, 5th overall. Let's go down to Susie, brought to you by DXL.
Well, Sam, you admitted that you had vivid dreams about what this night would be like. How's the reality?
Oh, it lived up to the expectations, I'll tell you that. I mean, there's nothing better than being on the stage. Great Jets fans over there, so I'm excited to be part of the franchise, part of the organization.
Josh McCown is a fine veteran starter there in New York. How would you like to see your rookie season play out?
Yeah, I think, whatever the coaches want me to do, whether they want me to sit, whether they want me to play, I'm going to start my role. That's what I've been doing my whole life, and I'm not going to do anything different.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, he has always been calm, cool, and collected. When he got to USC, Lewis, another quarterback had already signed there, a very top pick. He looked at the coach and said, best guy plays, right? That other quarterback was in the process of transferring week 1, and Darnold became the starter.
Yeah, look, he's going into a situation like maybe you don't necessarily associate with the New York Jets with a good situation, but it is a good situation, and I'll tell you why. Just start with the quarterback room, number one. There is no better pro to learn from than Josh McCown. Josh McCown is perfect for for Sam Darnold. And I'll tell you what, the other person that's really going to be key in this situation is offensive coordinator Jeremy Bates. So I can tell you this, look. Head coach Todd Bowles loves Jeremy Bates. Thinks he is one of the up-and-comers again that you're going to be hearing from as far as quarterback development. They have the luxury of time now. They can let him learn from players, let him learn from coaches. They're going to build this offense run-centric, and they're going to take their time with Sam Darnold. Look, they're tickled that he fell to him. I can just guarantee you this. They have their pick right now of the quarterbacks that they wanted. Baker Mayfield, maybe isn't the best player for them. The quarterback they wanted came to them first.
Great player, probably has the most upside of any of the quarterbacks with all the analysis. At the end of the day, Mel brings up some great points. 2 years ago when he had better people around him, he was getting the ball out. He had incredible flash plays. This past year with the new offensive line, breaking in some new receivers. But what stands out to me and what is a concern, they're going to have to figure it out. Against Ohio State late in the year and UCLA on third down, when college defenses really pressure and get exotic with different looks, he struggled. He panicked. He turned the ball over. He was sacked a bunch because he was holding on to the ball. Third down is a little bit of an indication of what he's going to see consistently in the NFL. That's an area that he's going to have to drastically improve. I said all along he would have benefited from one more year of college football.
I don't know. I keep hearing that they're going to straight up.
Josh will be the thing that could really help him. And then a year later, he can
the Browns are taking
the interesting thing, his first ever college game, AT&T Stadium. Lost to
If I was
Alabama.
the Browns, I would freaking try to
here at AT&T Stadium against Ohio State, and now AT&T Stadium is where he is drafted going to the Jets. Who else would we have embedded with the Jets than Sal Paolantonio? Sal, let's get right to the news about Sam Darnold being the Jets QB.
And I talked to Todd Bowles this morning, the head coach of the New York Jets, and here was his scouting report on Sam Darnold. Darnold came in here and visited the New York Jets a little while ago, and he said that Sam Darnold was very engaging, very intelligent, and you could see he was a hell of a competitor. He would fit right in with what the Jets want to do. He said when they moved up from number 6 to number 3 and invested 3 second-round picks to do so, they were looking for a guy who could change this franchise, and Sam Darnold would do it, Trey.
Browns, Sal, thanks very much. So for the second time in the first 4 picks, the dog pound is out. The Cleveland Browns are there. They got their quarterback, Baker Mayfield. Mel, what's the next piece of the puzzle?
If I'm the Cleveland Browns, I'm taking Bradley Chubb. And I think Bradley Chubb opposite Myles Garrett with Emmanuel Osborne as your third option. You got pass rusher coming after those quarterbacks on a regular basis. And all of a sudden, you got the Heat to be a much improved defense.
Well, they got Myles Garrett, number 1 overall last year. A lot of people think that Bradley Chubb compares very favorably to what Myles Garrett was able to do last year. Or maybe even better.
Some people might think that.
So they've got some offensive weapons. That would be you. They've got some offensive weapons already. They've got their quarterback. Will they go defense now? Cleveland, here we go again.
So waiting for the trades. Here we go.
With the 4th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Denzel Ward, defensive back, Ohio State.
Quarterback, interesting.
O-H-I-O. Denzel Ward, the cornerback from Ohio State, stays close to home, and he is now the 4th in the last 5 years to be a quarterback taken in the first round. Denzel Ward, now a member of the Cleveland Browns.
Look, I'll tell you what, this is a team that doesn't rush the passer very well, and they get the ball thrown over their heads a lot also. So when they need corners, they need people who can cover in the back end, and they still do need pass rush. But it makes sense. This is someone that's been connected to the Cleveland Browns for weeks now, and someone they had targeted. And I'll tell you this about Denzel Ward. He's one of the better, if not the best, French corner in this draft this year. Tremendous patience at the line of scrimmage, tremendous ball locator skills, tremendous mirror ability, tremendous leaping ability. He can pretty much do it all. And even at his side, he is a guy who will force the run, who will tackle, and will play with the kind of ferocity that you don't see many corners play with. You see it right there. He will lay the hit on you. And this is a good player for them. It's a need pick as well as a best player available pick. He basically fill both criteria for you. They can go and pass rusher with Chubb. I don't think they can move going with Denzel Ward here either. And it really doesn't surprise me.
Pass rush always mass problems in the secondary. I'm taking Bradley Chubb over Denzel Ward. I know Ward was hot. He had a great workout. He had a real good year. You saw Marshall Lattimore have a big season. They hope they get that out of Denzel Ward to make up for not taking Bradley Chubb.
Well, they also had Bradley Roby go to Denver, Eli Apple go there as well, and Gary Conley last year. Stay with us.
What do you
We
think
are
now?
out of the get rolling, baby.
I don't know. This one's tough. I've changed my entire board. Just changed my entire board. Yo, freaking, well, let's see Mike Mayock, because I want to see where that guy's at. Mayock got one right so far. Yeah, Mayock's only gotten one right, so I don't want to hear it. Mayock's supposed to be the big expert, though, right? He's got one right.
Designs for
The
Hollywood's
giant
biggest
one. The
stars,
giant
and at Kay, he designs for the star in your life.
He was insistent that Josh Allen was going to go to the Bills.
At Kay, the #1 jewelry store for.
With the Colts. The Colts would trade their pick to the Bills. That actually could still happen, though, but I don't think it's going to.
State Farm knows it's more than a truck, so why not give it the protection it deserves? What is it?
The next big thing in food was once a little paper box.
Now we can easily take out food from a restaurant.
Let's stay in and binge watch the snow.
Genius. Now the next big thing is the Capital One Saver Card. Earn 3% cash back on dining, 2% on groceries, and 1% on all other purchases.
What's in your wallet?
XL guys aren't built like everyone else. That's why TXL isn't built like any other clothing store. While most stores might go up to size XL, that's where we begin. With a huge selection of famous brands like Lacoste, Levi's, Brooks Brothers, and more. With XL experts to help you find clothes that fit great and look even better. Built to fit. Built XL. TXL.
Introducing new Post-it Extreme Notes. They stick in tough conditions, so you can get a set and get just about any job done. Water resistant with Durahold paper and adhesive. New Post-it Extreme Notes. They're tailored for tough.
This cookie jar shape is like the perfect marriage of Oreo cookies and real ice cream. Now that's a wedding I would kill to go to. So at it now. Should I give a speech? No, I've known ice cream since college.
For a limited time, get new real ice cream cookie jar shakes, half price after 8 p.m.
Where am I? Why do I feel so dry?
So, if Denver doesn't take a quarterback here,
But maybe I haven't gone far
then this is going to get interesting when the Colts are up. Because they've already made business with the Jets. So they would make business even more.
Hi, hello, welcome back to the 1983 National Football League Collegiate Player Draft.
Baltimore selects as the first choice in the draft, quarterback John Elway of Santa.
He gets traded to the Broncos.
Quarterback Todd Blackley and Salem. Buffalo selects quarterback Jim Kelly, Miami of Florida. England's first choice quarterback, Tony Eason, Illinois.
He's actually pretty good.
Jets pick quarterback, Ken O'Brien of California Davis. Austin selected quarterback, Dan Marino of Pittsburgh.
Class of 83, that was the GMC professional grade moment. We've seen two quarterbacks go. Josh Rosen's still there. Josh Allen's still there. What will Denver do?
Baker Mayfield was the only guy who didn't come, too. I don't think they showed him, did they? He must not come. Maybe he didn't want to come. Not everyone wants to go to the draft. It's not a must thing. Who's this?
The NFL's continued support of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital helps ensure that all kids have a chance to play 60.
I don't like the Broncos, but
this year, the NFL Network, and Rich Eisen helped raise $180,000 so that no family ever receives a bill from St. Jude.
That's really cool that they're doing that.
With me tonight to announce Denver's pick is Austin, who is a St. Jude patient. Austin is 17 and an aspiring broadcaster from New Mexico and a big Broncos fan. Austin has benefited from the care teams at St. Jude and is an inspiration to all of us. Okay, Austin, let's show them how it's done.
With the 5th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Bradley Chubb, defensive end, NC State.
Well, with Denver fans, they're hoping it's deja vu all over again, much like Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware led them.
Well, that means they're not going for a quarterback. I mean, there's nothing made it apparent. No, they're not. It doesn't seem like they're doing that.
What you can't do. Bradley Chubb is rated as the 733rd best player in his draft class, and now he walks across the stage, Mel, as the 5th overall pick for the Broncos.
I'll tell you what, you want to be entertained. Watch him play at NC State. Everybody was entertained except quarterbacks that he was getting after. What I love about Bradley Chubb is passion for the game. He may be the most complete defensive end to come out in recent memory. Dave Doran.
Yeah, it's interesting where this draft is going. Because I didn't see it going this way, and I don't think anyone did. I don't think there was that many mocks that were predicting this. Yeah, most people thought the Broncos were going for guards. Some said quarterbacks. But I don't see anything where they were getting defensive guys.
They kind of pace themselves through. He does them. He's a great kid.
Yeah, most people said quarterbacks.
I think Denver had to be shocked. It's the second best player.
And then the only people that didn't say quarterbacks were guards and cornerbacks.
This is exactly what.
Which obviously the quarterback was already taken. Yeah, the quarterback was already taken.
Chubb, just the 3rd NC State player in the top 5 in the common NFL draft. Mario Williams, #1 overall, and Phillip Rivers, 4th overall. To the Giants, traded to the Chargers. That was Chubb getting the news.
And it looks like the Colts are not.
Let's go do this thing.
The Colts are not trading. So a lot of people thought the Colts would trade again. It says the pick is in, so that's done. I didn't think they would, because they already traded, so I didn't think they would get another deal.
2018 NFL Draft, we had through the first 5 picks. The most surprising
the way the draft
thing
is going, though, it doesn't feel like a quarterback's going to be taken for a while. Because look at this. You got Tampa after the Colts. Colts got Andrew Luck. Hopefully he'll be back this year. You got Tampa, who got their quarterback. The Bears drafted a quarterback last year. 49ers got their quarterback from the Patriots. Raiders got their quarterback. The Dolphins would be the next team that I think would be able to draft a quarterback. So a lot of these quarterbacks here, they're going to be waiting for a while unless someone trades up. Unless someone trades up, I don't see the quarterbacks getting drafted until the Dolphins. Until at least Miami. Until Miami and then maybe Buffalo then too. The way this is going, the way this draft is going, it feels that way. That these guys are going to get passed up because these other teams already have quarterbacks.
Chicago, these teams have quarterbacks. All we talked about before this draft started quarterbacks, 6 quarterbacks. If you're sitting back there and 2 have gone, and you're one of the other 3, you're sitting there wondering, is there somebody going to move up possibly to try to get one of the quarterbacks?
Kurt, you're exactly right. Barring a trade, we could sit here from 6 through 10 without a quarterback. Miami may go at 11, Buffalo sitting at 12, Arizona sitting at 15. The Joshes are the ones left. Rosen and Allen, and you wonder how much, if any of this, is because of the stuff that came out about Josh Allen and the perception that sometimes Josh Rosen rubbed people the wrong way. Well, that's for a later discussion. The Colts hope they have their quarterback back. And Andrew Luck, this was the trade to get them up to 6 that they made with the Jets. Let's go to Roger Goodell and find out where Indy goes now.
For Colts, I think maybe a guard. What I got on my mock? I got him going Bradley Chubb.
In the 2018 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Quentin Nelson.
I got that
guard,
wrong.
Notre Dame.
And that's what a lot of people, there were some people saying the guard too.
Well, if you enjoy watching one human being humiliate,
It sort of makes sense because they need, like, I guess, protection for Andrew Luck if he does come back this year. Because he missed the entire season last year.
Grew up as a fan of the Giants. He only has 39 cousins. Oh, by the way, his family's pretty competitive. They play backyard basketball against each other. His mom broke the wrist taking a block once. Louis, this is a tough family and a tough kid.
Absolutely. And look, why do you draft a guy like this? Because you need to protect your franchise quarterback, number 1. And number 2, you need an attitude on your offensive line, and this guy's going to give you plenty of that. When you have the 30th rated scoring offense, you need to start over with your offense, and you need to build it inside out, front to back. Inside out, offensive guard, front to back, offensive line. And this guy is the perfect killer selection. I've said all off season, look, the way you value offensive linemen has changed. It's not just about tackles anymore. It's about building your team strong down the middle. You've got to protect your quarterback. Quentin Nelson is perfect.
Well, look, the Colts needed this, and Andrew Luck is saying thank you. The Colts were the worst in the NFL in sacks allowed and pressure percentage allowed last season. Somebody said, always said, help Andrew.
So now it's Tampa, right? Tampa?
Your help is named Quentin Nelson. Stay with us.
They got, Tampa, I think, is going.
Bigger doesn't mean stronger. Have a punch. Come back for more. Put rubber to the road. Bring a heat. Like a champ. Like a charge. Mighty like a pro. Introducing the all-new Terrain Compact SUV from GMC. Created on GM Motors, get this low-mileage lease on this front-wheel drive Terrain SLE for around $247 per month, or get $5,250 purchase allowance when you buy it.
I think they're going with James. Dewan James.
Or lasting impression without it. Don't trade law school for life school without it.
What does everyone else think?
Don't turn your house into a home without it. Don't share a moment while sharing a moment without it. Don't go abroad. Go live. Or go just a little out of your comfort zone without it. Don't change the game. Or even change the world without it. And don't watch her dance like nobody's watching without it. Whatever you do, don't forget that the more you live forward, the more you need someone at your back. The powerful backing of American Express. Don't live life without it.
I saw the change in Rich when we moved into the new house, but having his parents over was enlightening. You don't like my lasagna? No, it's good.
Good blow. Go on it.
You see it, right?
So you're trapped in here. I'm telling you, it's so easy to get home insurance on Progressive.com.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto.
We're out of Bud Light. Let the Bud Light flow once again. Need a fresh keg here, too.
A keg of Bud Light is changed every 6 seconds. Enjoy it fresh.
He drops back. He's looking deep. The ball is in the air. And caught. Touchdown! This team is simply won.
Get 2 mini and Pizza Hut pizzas for just $5.99 each. Official pizza sponsor of the NFL. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Yeah, I'm just done. With big names still on the board, who's primed to steal the next superstar? Our experts see beyond the hype. The NFL Draft. Coverage continues tomorrow at 7 on ESPN.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die, but you can't live without it. Welcome back to our coverage of the draft. We're glad you're with us. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Committed to honoring limp-worthy athletes who demonstrate hard work on and off the field. Goodyear, more driven. Well, we talked about the potential of quarterbacks going only if there was a trade. Folks, we got us a trade. Let's go up.
Oh, there you go, Buffalo.
And Chris Mortensen, as the Bills are now on the clock. This feels like it's QB-centric, guys.
Trade, what happened here is that the Buffalo Bills and Denver Broncos had a trade in place for some of the afternoon. Denver was going to go back to Buffalo's spot, but ultimately when Bradley Chubb became available, Denver did not want to make the deal. So Buffalo got on the phone with Tampa and traded 2 extra second-round draft picks to move up to number 7 to put the Bills in position to get the quarterback that they coveted.
And the Bills even talked to the Browns at number 4, but it was too high of a cost. And one note here, Bills owner Terry Pegula joined the Bills contingents to a lot of the quarterback workouts, and he was especially infatuated with Josh Allen for the obvious reasons. He can play in that weather. So that's a guy that Terry Pegula and Brandon Beane, the general manager, Sean McDermott, the coach, certainly were infatuated with.
All right, Adam Moore, thanks very much. So with the trade, Buffalo Bills make it up to 6 from 12. If it's a quarterback, this is the list of QBs that have played since Jim Kelly retired. The Nathan Peterman experiment, that game against the Chargers, I think we can all agree they'd like a mulligan on that one. Tyrod Taylor, of course, now looks like he's going to be setting the table for Baker Mayfield in Cleveland. So will this be a quarterback here? Will it be Josh Rosen?
Or trading Josh for Allen? Probably is.
All indications
Everyone's
are
saying
that they moved up for a QB to make sure they got ahead of somebody like the Arizona Cardinals. Buffalo made the playoffs.
Arizona are not even there yet, though. Yeah, but they could trade up, though, just like Buffalo.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have traded the 7th pick to the Buffalo Bills. With the 7th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Josh Allen, quarterback, Wyoming.
Well, maybe a little longer wait than Josh Allen expected, but the man who once had to send out 1,000 emails to head coaches, offensive coordinators, and quarterback coaches just to say, take a look at my tape, got 2 offers, one from Wyoming. He went to everybody, Nick Saban, you name it. They all said no. Now, in the 7th overall pick in the draft, those 1,000 emails are indeed paying off as Josh Allen is the new quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. And they love it in Laramie, the Buckhorn Bar and Parlor, where they watch their Wyoming Cowboys do all that good stuff with Josh Allen. He is now going to a place that he'll be used to. Snow, cold, wind, temperatures. They'll get it going. Mel, the question here has always been the accuracy. You don't see it as a problem.
Well, I think when you look at it for the last couple of years, he didn't roll the ball 40-plus times a game. He was always around at 22, 27 attempts. So when you have that, margin for error is different than throwing 40.
All right, so Bills got Allen then.
You look at this year,
Yeah, they were saying the Colts would trade him, and they ended up being Tampa next. Oh my God.
What I love about Josh, about athleticism.
So they moved up on a Dolphin. So
He's doing baseball analogy. He's Randy Johnson. And I think you look at this kid, incredible talent, tremendous competitor. And what I love about him, what a difference. Winning in college is a little overrated, but when you're at Laramie at Wyoming, 4 years prior to Josh Allen taking over, they're 15-33, 4 losing seasons. The 2 years he's a starter, they're 16-9, 4 of those 9 losses by 3 points. 2 games late in the year, they lose both of them. He comes back and plays. They beat Central Michigan in the bowl game. He is a difference maker. He's a big-time talent. He's a rare talent.
Well, he is rare indeed because they're hoping he will turn things around in Buffalo. Susie Culver has the interview courtesy of DXL.
And Trey, you saw it, the Bills fans behind us are going crazy. Josh, they traded up to take you. After the last 24 hours you've been through and you had things that you had to address, how do you process the emotions of this?
Well, obviously, I just want to say, thank you to the Bills organization for, making the leap and putting their faith in me, make them look like they're the smartest people out there. I'm humble. I'm blessed to be part of the Bills Mafia. It's one of the greatest moments of my life.
What do you want your new Bills teammates to know about you?
I'm ready to come win. I'm ready to go to work. That's the only thing I want to do is come win football games in the great, city of Buffalo. They deserve it. It's a tough place to play. It's a tough team. And I'm ready to step in and, go help this team win football games.
Do you think you'll have to go out of your way to address things?
I don't have to, but I probably would. I want them to know that I'm going to work on being the best teammate possible. I've never had a problem in my past with any teammates. I love all my guys. I got to show this a little bit. Got the Wyoming Club signs on the inside of my jacket. Shout out to you boys. I love you guys. It's going to be fun.
Coast to coast. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's right.
Susie, Josh, thanks very much. Here are the details of the trade. Buffalo moves up to get the 7th overall pick. The Bucs get the 12th and 2 18th second rounders. Again, remember,
this year,
Buffalo had a lot of capital. They had 2 1s and 2 2s to play with. Those two 53rd and 56th overall. So the journey for Josh Allen goes from the tiny town of Firebaugh, California, to Reedley Junior College, to the University of Wyoming, and now to the Buffalo Bills. What are the Buffalo Bills getting?
I love his size. Mel talked about all of it, really. 6'4", 237 pounds. What gets maybe glossed over is the athletic ability, because we talk about some of these other guys like Darnold and Baker Mayfield and what they can do, but the big fella can move around and surprises you with his vision downfield. There are a lot of areas that are of concern. Post-snap movement by a defense, sometimes late to pick up on. Sometimes with some of the new personnel around him, he picked up some bad habits. But I like the pick, and I think he fits in as far as the conditions in Buffalo, kind of the Chip Kelly type of guy.
Yeah, without a doubt. He's the perfect fit for the weather, for the division that they play in. And just think about the kind of offense. You can see what kind of offense they're going to try and run here. This is going to be a first and second down, run first, play action type of basketball offense featuring Shady McCoy without a doubt.
Yeah.
Because, that's what they're going to want to do. New offensive coordinator Brian Daboll from Alabama.
Yeah.
That's what you look. That's his DNA. We want to run the ball, protect the quarterback, actually get the quarterback in rhythm. And I'll tell you what, when you saw Josh Allen play from under center, run 5-step drop, 7-step drop, take a hitch, hit those deep passes, that's when he looked most comfortable. You can see what they're going to try to do up there. It's not going to be the Shady McCoy show, but that's the perfect offense for a quarterback.
He also has
a little bit
the arm to be able to back those safeties up.
That's right.
The threat he can
help the run game.
Yeah,
They also
exactly.
have A.J. McCarron, so he doesn't have to come in and win right away. It's not necessarily
He's
the
like-
team right away. He'll compete, but A.J. McCarron is there. It's an ever-changing division. Sam Darnold's now with the Jets. Josh Allen's with Buffalo. Tom Brady can't play forever in New England. They got to get a backup to him. And Miami's got Ryan Tannehill with that durability issue. So now we got the Jets and the Bills. Maybe with a step up, maybe 2-3 years down the road.
By the way, all these quarterbacks that may be going may be sitting for a while. Meanwhile, it's up to the Bears. Let's go to the commissioner and see what Chicago.
No one gives a
They
shit
made
about the
big
Bears.
move up
I like
last
the
year
Bears.
to get Mitchell Trubisky with the 2nd overall pick. Where do they go tonight?
With the 8th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Roquan Smith, linebacker, Georgia.
Well, he might have been the best player in the college football playoff, even though Georgia didn't win the national championship. From the hometown of Montezuma, Georgia, he now goes to join the legends of the monsters of the Midway like Butkus, Singletary, Wilbur Marshall, Urlacher, etc.
He is a plug-and-play, first-day, show-up, could be the rookie of the year type of linebacker, can do it all. In the box, he can play in space. Talk to defensive coordinators in the NFL. With the way the offensive game is changing, they want guys more versatile. They can not only defend the run, they can get walked out over a tight end or a back and be able to hold their own defending against them. He can do that. He can blitz. Probably the area he improved the most this year is how well he blitzed and the timing of those blitzes. But I love the awareness in the pass game. Plays almost like a safety. Closing speed after he recognizes the receiver.
But the Niners, okay, they're definitely getting like a guard or something like that. I got him taking Orlando Brown, by the way. 49ers, they got a quarterback already there.
At the second fastest time of all linebackers at the combine, but don't worry about
everyone else saying.
Watch the tape. That man
cornerbacks, offensive tackles.
Roquan Smith. They're happy, and the hedge is on Broad in Athens, Georgia. Roquan is a Bear.
Being a good father is important to me. So being diagnosed with advanced non-small cell lung cancer made me think of all the things that I wanted to teach my kids.
Another true story with Keytruda.
My doctor said I could start on Keytruda, so I did. With each scan, things just got better.
In a clinical study, Keytruda offered patients a longer life than chemotherapy, and it could be your first treatment. Keytruda is for adults with non-small cell lung cancer that has spread, who test positive for PD-L1, and whose tumors do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. It's the immunotherapy with the most FDA-approved uses for advanced lung cancer. Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack normal organs and tissues in your body and affect how they work, and may be serious and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you experience new or worsening cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, nausea or vomiting, rapid heartbeat, increased hunger or thirst, constipation, dizziness or fainting, changes in urine, changes in eyesight, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, rash, itching or flushing, as this may keep these problems from becoming more serious. These are not all the possible side effects of Keytruda. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, or lung, breathing, or liver problems.
Before, I'd think of the stuff I might miss. But now with Keytruda, we have hope.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda.
7 years and never a scratch.
That's more than a scratch.
What do you think about a new truck, buddy?
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing at a breath.
State Farm knows it's more than a truck, so why not give it the protection it deserves?
I'm so sorry.
Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Don't be shy. Get up.
Hey, Pops. I got you your usual. You need to run off?
No? You got plenty of time.
Here's to making your morning routine a little better. The sweet, savory, sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Breakfast at McDonald's.
Winds up, Rainbows into the end zone. It is go Rainbows! Welcome back to the 2018 NFL presented by Ford. Woo! Well, welcome back. A beautiful sunset here. We are on to pick number 9. The San Francisco 49ers are on the clock. We are rolling at warp speed, and we're having a hell of a time. Let's go to the commissioner and find out what San Francisco does now.
I think they're going to go offensive.
In the 2018 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Mike McGlinchey, offensive tackle, Notre Dame.
Yep.
Jimmy Garoppolo now has his protection as the second Notre Dame offensive lineman in the top 10. Mel,
It's all about Jimmy Garoppolo. I think you look at what Jimmy Garoppolo means for this football team, and you certainly look at Matt Ryan, the cousin of Matt Ryan at Boston College, Mike McGlinchey at Notre Dame, that protecting a quarterback in Jimmy G. That's what Mike McGlinchey is going to be asked to do. He was a right tackle turned left tackle. He struggled at times at left tackle. Go back to that Miami and Florida game. Both Nelson and McGlinchey had their share of issues, but at right tackle, he's at his best. He's also 6'8", 310, 315 pounds. Could get a little stronger, but he's a very competitive kid, highly professional, team leader. And I think for this football team, knowing how important Jimmy Garoppolo is, he would be a foundation piece. He's true comparison to former LSU star Andrew Whitworth. People say, hey, he can't play left tackle, he's got to be a right tackle. Maybe McGlinchey will slide to Kirk, and maybe he's a little better as a left tackle.
Got the Raiders next.
Notre Dame has never had two offensive linemen go in the top 10. They have two, which means we still have one quarterback yet to be taken waiting back there, Todd. That's Josh Rosen of UCLA. Where is he going to go now? Yeah, I would argue the most pro-ready of all these quarterbacks, but there's durability concerns. Oakland Raiders obviously don't need a quarterback. Are they going to make a move? Could a team like Arizona sitting at 15 try to trade up to that spot? That's the big question. Miami's the wild card. They have a quarterback in Tannehill, but they really have struggled with his durability issues. Now, are they going to bring in another quarterback who has durability issues? It's a big question. There is a relationship between Adam Gase and Jed Fish, who was the Josh Rosen offensive coordinator a year ago. And then lurking down here, a couple other teams. Baltimore Ravens could be looking for the future quarterback. And we know that
Joe Flacco.
2 first-round picks and a bunch of picks in the first couple of rounds. Could be interesting. All right, Todd, thanks very much. As Josh Rosen waits to hear what his name will be called, we have a trade. The Raiders have moved back, and guess who has moved up? That would be the Arizona Cardinals. This sounds, Lewis, one more time, like a move up to take a quarterback. The question is, will it be Josh Rosen? Maybe Lamar Jackson? What do you think happens here with Arizona moving up?
Well, I definitely think it's going to be a quarterback, but you bring up a great point. Could it be Lamar Jackson? Because Lamar Jackson actually had to recall Josh Rosen in his prep. And I'll tell you what, look, Mike McCoy, the offensive coordinator for Arizona Cardinals, he's one of the most innovative play callers and innovative offensive play designers in the NFL. Look, Bruce Arians himself said Lamar Jackson would fit very well in Arizona. This is going to be interesting to watch here. I like Josh Rosen. I thought Josh Rosen was going to be off the board much sooner than this. He can sling it. He can play. This is a good one to watch.
I what's amazing about Josh Rosen, of all these quarterbacks, the guy who's coming out who's probably the most ready as far as fundamentals of college no question are concerned. It's him. The thing with him is when the pocket's clean, which how often is the pocket clean in the NFL, he's going to make every read. He's going to make every throw.
Well, like when people say that's NFL ready because you never really know.
All these other guys get creative, make a play happen. He has a tendency to put the ball into coverage. So, but I can't believe he's still sitting there with a chance to go to Arizona.
I mean, Aaron Rodgers sat until 24, so I don't want to hear it. I want to hear it. Anybody can sit. Anybody can sit this draft.
Would be a perfect fit for the Arizona Cardinals.
The Arizona Cardinals kind of get
Aaron Rodgers sat until 24, so I want to hear it. All these people crying about waiting this long, man. It was nothing compared to what it was back then. Back then, you waited much longer because there was less time. There was more time back then. You had like 15. Now they only have like 10 minutes.
Hey, maybe he's the guy
to like make whatever back then they had like 15 or something. There was much more time back then. And so Aaron Rodgers sat longer than anybody.
This is interesting.
They might take Jackson like they said.
This is interesting because there are a million ways they can go, and depending on how they go, may tell us what they think about Sam Bradford is going to be available to them. We all know what Sam Bradford can do, but the question is, do they believe he's going to be available to do it for them?
Yeah, the one thing that I will say is this: like they also have Mike Lennon too. Now I know people are going to say, well, they still have the Sam Bradford. But people just dismiss Mike Lennon. But look, this is still a situation here where a young quarterback will very much so benefit from going to a place like this because of what I talked about earlier, about the quarterback room being constructed in such a way that players just learn differently from other different coaches. And that's not to take anything away from coaching, because we know it's important, but you can relate to one another in ways that maybe coaches can't. This is the thing. really.
It's going to be either Jackson or it's going to be
For a
Rosen.
young quarterback, or if I'm Lamar Jackson or Josh Rosen, I'm not angry right now. I'm hoping I'm the guy.
Fitzgerald.
I'm hoping I'm the guy.
They also keep in mind, guys, in the crosstown rivalry game, Josh Rosen outplayed Sam Darnold.
No doubt.
He went right on after that game to SportsCenter. It was no contest. He was the better quarterback, yet he stole the board. Why? Because their durability concerns, a shoulder injury 2 years ago, then the concussion protocol twice this year. Concussions. Then you factor in, can he galvanize the team? Is he a natural leader that these guys are going to want to go and know, hey, I get the ball at the 10-yard line, I got to go 90 yards. You can do it. He came up short against Memphis. He had the ball around midfield, a couple minutes to go against a Bengals defense, and he didn't get it done.
Durability issues, yeah, that will
bad
kill you.
decisions here and there for such an incredibly bright, smart kid.
Concussions and all that
common
stuff.
sense things he doesn't do. So,
I don't even think it was a shoulder concern, really. I think it was the concussions that really drove
he would be
people away
here
from
at
him.
this spot in the draft.
Because,
one thing about
concussion
Baker Mayfield
protocol,
and Sam Darnold
CTE, and all that shit.
when the game would get tight, great quarterback.
That's a big
not
issue.
on my
You can
watch.
come back from the
We're
shoulder.
not losing this game right now. You felt that. Josh Rosen, if you took Josh Rosen off of UCLA and you put him in Oklahoma, you took Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold and put him with UCLA, I don't know if the team that Josh Rosen goes to is able to maintain the level that SC and Oklahoma played at. But I do think you would see a significant jump only because of galvanizing, as you said, a team and getting them to believe in who you are.
And the Notre Dame game, Texas A&M game first game, he came back from way down. He made some throws in that game. We're just lucky to be completed.
Right.
Jordan Lapsley made some key catches. A&M had a chance with some interceptions. Ball went through the defensive back hand. So I think he's got to make better decisions on the field.
Keep this in mind. If it is a quarterback, it would be the first time in the common draft era that we have 4 quarterbacks go in the top 10 picks. We told you this was going to be maybe an historic night. It is playing out that way. Again, Arizona gets 10. The Raiders get the 15th overall pick, a 3rd round pick, and a 5th round pick this year. The pick is in. Here comes Roger Goodell across the podium, and now the question becomes, will this be the first time ever 4 quarterbacks in the top 10 picks of the draft?
The Oakland Raiders have traded the 10th pick
They just show the people
to
on
the
the phone.
Arizona Cardinals. With the 10th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Josh Rosen, quarterback, UCLA.
And we've got history. First time in the common draft era, 4 quarterbacks go in the top 10. He was called Chosen Rosen when he showed up and was handed the keys to the kingdom as a freshman at UCLA. And Arizona has chosen Rosen to give him the keys in 2018. Bradford is there. Glennon is there. Rosen is the future. Josh, give me some hints. Find Larry Fitzgerald early, find Larry Fitzgerald often, and occasionally look for that guy David Johnson out of the backfield. From Manhattan Beach, California, to Phoenix, Arizona, and what a lineage he comes from on so many levels. Josh Rosen's great-grandfather was Joseph Wharton, who founded the Wharton School of Business by donating $100,000 in 1881. His father, Charles Rosen, is a graduate of the University of Pennsylvania, a world-renowned surgeon, and also a gold medalist ice dancer, as is his mother, Liz Lippincott, who also went to Princeton University, and she was also a gold medal ice dancer. Josh Rosen, as they say, the bloodlines are strong here. But you know what? The highlights are strong as well for Josh Rosen.
He can spin it. And Lewis, that's the thing. I mean, he's artistic throwing the football, and at 6'4", 225 pounds, you see him, Lewis, 3-5, 7-step drop. He's definitely NFL ready.
Look, there's a certain type of quarterback. If you look at the quarterback they've already acquired in Arizona, that they're looking for. Look, Sam Bradford is not Mr. Mobile either. Mike Glennon isn't either. So obviously, there's a profile that they're looking for. And I'll tell you this. When you think about Mike McCoy down there, the offensive coordinator, they're going to want a quarterback with a high football IQ. A guy who can do a lot of work at the line of scrimmage and get them in the football plays that keep him out of harm's way. And I think Josh Rosen is tailor-made to do that. So Josh Rosen himself has said, and we've watched enough NFL football to know this, you don't have to be a Houdini escape artist in the pocket in order to survive in the NFL and play a long time and deal with football. But you have to be smart, you have to be aware, you have to understand what's happening post-snap. I think this kid can do it. I'm happy as heck for him. Like I said, I think this is an undercover destination place, Arizona, because I think this is an organization that's resetting and starting over.
Well, look, he said in a pre-draft interview that he's pretty confident that he's going to be the one standing when it's all said and done. Well, right now, courtesy of DXL, Josh Rosen is standing with our Susie Garber.
Josh, the Cards traded up for you. How would you describe the emotion when that call finally came?
I'm motivated. I'm more motivated than I've ever been in my entire life. And I just want to get in the hunt and win Super Bowls. Motivated is the word. Very motivated.
You know, you learned that the draft process is like a gauntlet. How would you analyze all the scrutiny?
I don't care. I just want to put some pads on and start playing ball. I mean, this has been an unbelievable experience. Met a lot of amazing people from all around the country, and I'm just excited to get to work.
Congratulations.
Absolutely.
Miami's on the clock. Let's go upstairs to Morton Adams.
Thanks, Susie. The Arizona Cardinals had to get a quarterback in this draft. That's the feeling. Despite having Sam Bradford and Mike Glennon signed, Seattle has Russell Wilson, 49ers have Jimmy Garoppolo, the Rams have Jared Goff, and they didn't have enough ammo to go up and get Josh Allen.
And keep this in mind, too, more. Last year, the Arizona Cardinals would have liked to have drafted Patrick Mahomes. They didn't get him. They wanted Kirk Cousins in free agency this offseason. They didn't get him. They liked Josh Allen. Didn't get him, so now they trade a 1, 3, and 5 to go up to Oakland to get Josh Rosen. Trey?
All right, Mort, Adam, thanks very much. So we have both USC and UCLA quarterbacks going in the first round. Kurt, you're all in on Josh Rosen.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he started 30 games, 3 years, 3 different offensive coordinators. Where I think he'll benefit the most is having Jed Fish, who has a lot of NFL experience, brought a system that I think will make it a little bit easier in transitioning to the league. And he's quick with his reads, has quick eyes. Like I said, the area he's going to have to improve is the improvisation, ability to try to make his, just a little. You don't have to run all over the place, but just getting out of the pocket and making.
How many more picks until my team picks?
And the traffic will be an area I'm sure they're going to focus on.
By the way, the only other time we had a USC and UCLA
We got
quarterback in the
3
6th
more.
round, 1989.
For my Green Bay Packers pick.
MVP in the 6th round. Never before in the first 2. Miami is on the clock. Let's go out to the commissioner and see what they're going to do.
I have no idea what they're going to do. Dolphins, man, they're going to take. The guy who I thought they would take was already taken.
With the 11th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Minkah Fitzpatrick, defensive back, Alabama.
Safety.
Well, no surprise that another Alabama defensive back goes high in the draft. Minkah Fitzpatrick played a little bit of everything for Nick Saban and was called Nick Saban's son because everything that Saban wanted done is exactly the way Minkah Fitzpatrick played it out for the national champion Alabama Crimson Tide. Mel, he's versatile and he's really good.
Coming to high football IQ, he has that. Nick Saban raved about this kid. I mean, he's a defensive coordinator on the field, Herbie. He's played corner, slot corner. He's played safety. He's done an all-time leader, school all-time leader at Alabama. Career interceptions, return for touchdowns. He has 4 of those. When he gets a chance to get the turnover, he's got the hands to catch the ball, get the turnover, get the interception. He sets everybody up, Herbie, on defense. He is a team leader, and he is a guy everybody respects.
I remember watching him in his first scrimmage as a true freshman in their home stadium. It was a closed practice. And you're looking at all these superstar juniors and seniors, and I keep seeing 29 making plays. And when he come off the field, he stand next to Mel Tucker, the defensive coordinator, Kirby Smart, asking questions. This kid was 18. He's been on campus for 2 weeks. He has the intangibles and the leadership qualities that are very unique.
Well, not only that, he won the Jim Thorpe Award last year as the best defensive back and the Chuck Bednarik Award for the best defensive player. Only Charles Woodson and Patrick Peterson have pulled off that double dip before. Let's go down courtesy of DXL to Susie with Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Well, Trey, he's always known as being so serious. Your parents hoped you could enjoy the moment. How would you describe the moment?
Oh, man, it's unreal. It's unreal. This is it's a blessing. Of course, I just want to thank God for giving us the opportunity just to be here. But, it's an honor and a blessing. I'm really excited. Miami is a great place to be. Got great fans, and I'm just honored.
Along the journey, your family lost their home in Old Bridge, New Jersey to Hurricane Irene. There were times where you offered to give up football. How did you get here?
I just kept my faith. You know, God got me through some tough times, and as a family, we just stuck together as a unit and got through it.
Congratulations. You're a Miami Dolphin. And the draft continues. The Tampa Bay Bucks are on the clock.
So now Tampa's on the clock again. I don't think they'll be trading it this time.
Bigger doesn't mean stronger.
I don't think they'll be trading this
Come
one.
back for more. Put rubber to the road.
Business.
Bring the heat. Like a champ. Like a charge. Mighty like a pro. Introducing the all-new Terrain, the compact SUV from GMC. Great non-GM owners get this low-mileage lease on this front-wheel drive Terrain SLE for around $247 per month. Or get $5,250 purchase allowance when you finance through GM Financial.
Last name took an L, but did not bounce back. What's an L? The rap singer took a loss, and now he's okay. Right. Every week I'm bouncing back. Yeah, you can get a mortgage that avoids PMI, but there's no way to avoid MIP.
This will help. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans makes the complex simple.
So origination fees and...
This takes care of it. Thank you, sir. Understand the details and get approved in as few as 8 minutes by America's largest mortgage lender.
Right. I woke up in beast mode with my girl.
A quarter-pound double cheeseburger and tots for $2.99.
Makes me kind of want to do a double take. Double the beef, double the cheese, double the tots. Ooh, that was loud.
You can hear that?
Yeah.
That's not good that you could hear it.
Now try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or slinger with tots for just $2.99. Get them while they last.
Presenting Just for Men Auto Stop. It's time travel in a comb. It gives you back your natural hair color before you went gray. No mix, no mess. Comb in and your natural hair color is back. Lift off. Just for Men Auto Stop.
Strength, versatility, durability. Turn after turn after glorious turn. Test drive an expert recommended zero turn from America's fastest growing riding mower brand.
So, what's new?
We just switched to Geico and got more.
More.
They've been saving folks money for over 75 years.
A company you can trust.
Geico even helps us with homeowners insurance.
More sounds great.
Gotta love more! Right, honey?
Gotta go. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Look, I'm gonna level with you guys. We're out of Bud Light. And they have some! So dilly dilly!
Here's to the friends you can always count on. I've been getting people up, well, forever. It's kind of my thing. Actually, it's my only thing.
Let's
but now,
go.
Everyone wakes up to Greenie Beetle and Jalen's new morning sports show called Get Up. Must see highlights, can't miss conversations, big time interviews. I used to be his go-to guy. Now he's up before me, watching them. Guess he doesn't need me anymore. I mean, what do you guys think? Should I still cock-a-doodle-doo?
Well, it's been a record-setting night.
Let's go! Let's go!
The first 10 picks for the first time dating back to, well, ever. It had never happened before. What do we have in store for you for the rest of the night? Just hang with us because it's been a roller coaster ride. The pick is hit for the Tampa Bay Bucks, who traded back, and they have made their selection. Commissioner Roger Goodell walking to the podium. Let's find out who it's going to be.
With the 12th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Vita Vea, defensive tackle, Washington.
A big man gets a big night, but I'm going to be honest, when you become a first-round pick, let's call him by his full name. Tavita Tuolakio Tuipoloto Masese Bahai Faliatu Vea. He gets the entire selection, baby. And the Tampa Bay Bucks, Gerald McCoy and Vita Vea. Are you kidding me?
Well, it says he's from California.
Yeah, quickness.
I thought he was from Hawaii.
And his size, 6'4", about 350 pounds.
He looks like he's from Hawaii. He's got that Tua thing on.
He played Wildcat quarterback in high school and tailback.
he carried the football because he was so agile and athletic. Combination, size, and power. He had 41 reps at 225 at a combine. Has tremendous feet, able to move around. Hit the gap, or at times able to shoot gaps. So this guy, I think, has a lot. He's bringing a lot to the table because of the way he can not only eat up space against the run. That's what he's known for, is defending the run. But with Gerald McCoy next to him, you put him one-on-one, I don't care who it is, in the interior of an offensive line, he's going to move people around and take them places they don't want to go. Yeah, there's no question that Vita Vea is a fantastic football player. And quite honestly, I've seen him run from a wide 9 technique in a 3-man line, and I'm sitting there going, is that Vita Vea sitting right there at defensive end? Right. Well, look, they've already revamped the defensive line. They added Jason Pierre-Paul. They added Jimmy Curry. They signed Bo Allen. So this is a little bit shocking to me, because this is a team that gives up yards easily, like in droves through the air. They can't stop anybody. So why was there? This one shocks me a little bit. I'll tell you. And I respect this front office, but this one shocks me.
To that point, they allowed 6 yards per play last year, the most in the NFL. They certainly feel like they're stocking up to stop the run with, as you said, Bo Allen, Benny Curry.
Okay, so now the Redskins are next, and then my Green Bay Packers, which we better get a goddamn quarterback.
Gerald McCoy can rush the passer and stop the run. So, look, you can never go wrong with defensive linemen, but they need secondary help in the worst way. And I don't understand how they're
the hell, wait, users think, well, that's wrong because Tampa Bay just picked him. So, yeah, no. We need a goddamn quarterback. We needed a freaking shutdown quarterback for 4 or 5 years now. I said before, and I'll say it again. We need a damn quarterback. Should have signed freaking Richard Sherman when we had the chance. Of course, no, we don't.
They selected Sean Taylor. Derwin James sitting there, who knows? Maybe they're thinking.
So now, with that in mind, is he the best still available? Take us through your board, brought to you by Courtyard. Take us down. Best available.
Derwin James is the best available player. I think you look at what he brings to the table. He's a true safety with awesome, freakish talent. He came back from that knee injury, and he did a real good job this past year. And the knee injury 2 seasons ago. Tremaine Edmonds is a guy who is a physically and athletically talented inside linebacker, could project outside as well. Then you have to Ron Payne, who I'd argue was more disruptive than Vita Vea on the interior for Alabama. Lamar Jackson, we know who he is and what he can do and handle properly. And Taven Bryan is a J.J. Watt talent without the consistent productivity. That's why he's still on the board. But I'm really surprised that Derwin James is still sitting here with Minka Fitzpatrick on, Denzel Ward on. That's true safety on the board. He had a phenomenal workout. He's going to be 2 years removed now from that knee injury going into this season.
Yeah.
Derwin James is going to be a really good pick for somebody.
Oh, yeah. The versatility is as good as Minka's. He can do it all. I remember the defensive coordinator, Charles Kelly, would go in there and visit with him and talk to him about Derwin James. And he would tell us literally he could play any position on the field, not just safety or nickel, corner. He could play linebacker.
He did do that. He ran up on the defensive line and rushed the passer.
He's a great lifter off that slot, covering the slot. He's long, rangy. There's a lot to like about him.
I'll tell you, a guy like Vita Vea, I could have seen going to the Washington Redskins. They need interior speed. They need to stop the run. They were 30 seconds in rush defense last year. You know, they'll get Jonathan Allen back this year, and quite honestly, the run defense just fell off a cliff when Jonathan Allen got hurt last year. Hold on. This is a little bit interesting.
Did you just say you could see him going to Washington?
I mean, I could have seen him going.
We have a trade. Oh, Vita Vea.
Oh, yeah.
Because we have a trade, ladies and gentlemen, and the Washington Redskins are now on the clock. And this has been an unusual situation. The Raiders have moved back twice now. It's going a little crazy.
What do you mean?
Wait a minute. I'm sorry, I put him in the wrong spot. Okay, that one's on me. We redo it. So the Washington Redskins have had a very busy offseason, of course. First
I'm confused. Then the Redskins.
With the trade away, they traded away.
Weren't the Redskins next, anyways?
And sent away Kirk Cousins, who signed that big deal in free agency. They let him go to Minnesota. So Alex Smith is there, a little older than Kirk Cousins was in Washington, but they're expecting, obviously, him to do great things and basically kind of do the things that they had done for Kirk Cousins the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think
there was no trade. The Redskins were already on the clock.
This guy can create, too. He's a tremendous
athlete
who's developed into one of the best deep ball throwers in the NFL. Everybody used to, I used to criticize
Alex Smith as Mr. Dink and Dunk. Andy Reid actually made me shut my mouth this year because it was when he threw the ball, it was accurate. I think Washington, quite honestly, upgraded their quarterback this year. We'll see. And I never thought I would say that about Alex Smith, and I respect that out of him. I think they made a great move by getting him.
First 4,000 passing yard season of his career. An exceptional touchdown interception rate. That is 27-6 and 68% complete. So he played very well, and they couldn't get rid of him fast enough for Patrick Mahomes, the guy you love. Oh, by the way. So it is the Washington Redskins with the pick. Commissioner Goodell is walking to the podium, and we'll find out what the next step is in the revamping of the Washington Redskins, seeing the Philadelphia Eagles, of course, in their division, win the Super Bowl.
With the 13th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select Deron Payne, defensive tackle, Alabama.
Well, you see Deron on the phone. So for the second straight year in the first round, they take a defensive lineman, Alabama. How versatile is this guy? Just watch about 6 minutes of the semifinal game against Clemson when he had an interception and a touchdown catch as a defensive lineman.
Sorry to throw stats out the window.
All right, yeah, we gotta get my jersey on.
Very athletic. He was the guy that
Business going on up here. My Green Bay Packers are next on the spot. Got the business going on, you know what I'm saying?
He is a guy, gets to that backfield, brings up your linebackers, they penetrate and makes plays. For me, they were soft in the belly. I had Payne rated ahead of Vea. The Redskins
better get a quarterback up in here, yo. That she said.
They don't pay to be the immediate starter.
You know, he had to wait his time in Tuscaloosa. Hit Jonathan Allen and Brian Anderson, other guys that have been there over the years. Deshaun Robinson, Jaron Reed, and he took advantage of that this past year. Known as a run stuffer, but got lighter, got stronger, and got much quicker. He didn't have a lot of production as far as sacks, and he got a lot of quarterback hurries because he forced those quarterbacks quicker in the ball.
Just watch game against Clemson.
Did we trade? Oh my God. We traded our pick. God.
Then they said we do that. We have another trade by the way. I just got ahead of myself. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
God damn it. We never got another first round pick for that bullshit.
Good husband.
They better have given us a first round pick for it.
Of course not.
Like, I mean, next year's first round pick.
Top of your game.
Well, I'm gonna be pissed. I had it with this bullshit.
Like a boss, like a pro. We couldn't agree more. We are professional grade. Step up to GMC with over 10,500 total value on a specially equipped Sierra SLT debt model when you finance 13.
This is some bullcrap.
We
Oh my God.
GMC.
You know something? I'm rolling.
It's Morse code. For Clay.
Sometimes you miss your quiet, peaceful home, so why not give it the protection it deserves?
My daughter's getting married to my son. This fat boy's gonna light up the dessert table. You ate something. I ate like 150 of something. Jeez. Don't sound like that. You doing? What the hell is so funny?
I never hit my children. That's one of the good things about not being there.
You want to sneak off and get married in secret. Maui Jim sunglasses were born on the beaches of Hawaii, designed to respond to the bright sun and harsh glare of the islands, all while enhancing the view. After 30 years, we're still independently owned, and the free-thinking Hawaiian spirit that first inspired us is still a part of everything we do. Our polarized plus 2 lenses not only protect eyes from harmful rays,
this is some bullshit.
They more vivid and contrast crisper. Try a pair and see for yourself.
We better have gotten like 2 first round picks. I'm
Presenting Just for Men Auto Style. It's time travel in a comb. It gives you back your natural hair color before you went gray. No mix, no miss. Comb in and your natural hair color.
trying to find something right now.
Just for Men Auto Style.
So here's the thing. I'm actually closer to my retirement days than I am my college days.
Far.
I just want to know, am I going to be okay?
I know people who specialize in it. Am I going to be okay?
I like that.
No, they haven't
Reading
updated
glasses.
it yet.
Schedule a complimentary goal planning session with TD Ameritrade.
Yeah, I'm just done. With big names still on the board, who's trying to steal the next superstar? Our experts see beyond the hype. The NFL draft.
All ready to go, and boom, they traded. We're all ready to go for Green Bay to take someone, then boom, they traded on me. Just like that, boom.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it till you die, but you can't live without it.
Shit. Who did they get? They better have gotten like next year's first round pick. They better have gotten the Saints next year's first round pick. That's all I got to say.
Good year, more driven. We are rolling along at superior pace, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost halfway through the first round, and it has been quarterback rich. We have 4 in the first.
Yeah, we're at 27.
Ever.
Well, we better have gotten next year's first round. I want next year's first round. None of this second round bull crap. I want.
Cardinals traded up for Josh Rosen. And speaking of trades, we got us on.
I want next year's first
the New
round.
Orleans Saints have moved all the way up.
Yeah, we got next year's first round pick. Yeah, yeah. And this year's fifth round pick. Yeah, I like that. We got next year's first round pick, which means we're gonna get 2 picks next year.
Where do we think New Orleans is going here?
I like that
You
actually.
listen to
No.
Sean Payton, the head coach.
That was that was good. Yeah, no, it was 2 second round pick bull crap things. I want like next year's first, because next year we're gonna have 2 first round picks.
They
Now.
wanted to get up there bad. There's somebody that they wanted. And if you're just trying to read the team leads a little bit, look at the 2 teams they jumped over, right? They jumped over Baltimore, they jumped over the Chargers. Both teams that need to find the heir apparent also. It leads you to believe it could be quarterback. We'll see. Yeah, we have no idea, but if it is Lamar Jackson, you were talking in our meeting, making some great points about a fit and a system and Sean Payton type of guy coming from a Bobby Petrino's NFL style system. All that makes sense if it ends up being Lamar Jackson.
No doubt. And I think you look at this situation there with Drew Brees. How many more years is Drew going to play at a high level?
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson, we know, needs time. Who's a great coordinator of offensive football? Who's an offensive mastermind? Is Sean Payton, who did a great job with Deshaun Watson. Bill O'Brien did. Tailor the offense to suit his strengths. You know
I don't think the Saints are taking a quarterback here. I mean, I think we're reading way too much into that. I don't think you jump this far up to take a quarterback.
If in fact Lamar Jackson's up there.
When you already have a franchise quarterback in Drew Brees.
Not only that, but remember.
Yeah,
what they
Brees
did
is
last
aging,
year.
but
They
he's still
crushed
playing at a
the
high
Saints their first
level.
4 picks.
I don't think you would jump. I don't think you would jump this high.
Marcus Williams, despite the play at the end of the game against Minnesota, and Alvin Kamara. Those were their first 4. That's how you go from missing the playoffs for 3 straight years to making it back into the postseason.
Who, if it's not Lamar, what do the Saints look? What do they need? Why are they willing to go up that high and give up that first round next year? Who I don't know. I don't know if there's not Lamar. I mean, look, they could use more defensive linemen. Cam Jordan could still use more help. They could use linebacker play. I don't think it's a guy like Jermaine Edmonds. Could it be? I mean, in the secondary. Look, they had really got some good young corners here. Could they be looking to add another safety anyway? I mean, who knows?
Look, they went from a pass-only team to a run team and a defensive team last year that they hadn't been for the last 3 years, when they were literally in almost every category over that 3-year period, the worst defense in football. They fixed that up. They scored 47 in Buffalo last year without Drew Brees throwing a touchdown pass. That had happened never in the Drew Brees era. So they changed the way they did business. Allen, their new defensive coordinator last year, did a great job for them. They became a more versatile team with the way they drafted last year. The question becomes, giving up a first-round pick, who is the player that they are willing to go out there and get if it isn't a Lamar Jackson?
Right. It has to be a premium position, and if it's not quarterback, it has to be Dennis Swift, has to be the tackle, the kind of guy you just go ahead and you.
What about a wide receiver? I mean, no one's talking about a wide receiver.
We want to know. New Orleans, tell us. Roger Goodell.
I mean, it could be a wide receiver. I'm just putting that out there, you know. A good toy for Drew Brees.
After a year in which they made it back to the playoffs, thought they had that game against Minnesota won until it became known as the Hail Millie, but a long-time Minnesota fan had her first playoff game.
The Green Bay Packers have traded the 14th pick to the New Orleans Saints. With the 14th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Marcus Davenport.
I knew it.
Defensive end.
I knew it wasn't the quarter. I mean, I shouldn't say it was a defense.
Give up all of that. Well, Roadrunners, having been playing football since 2011.
Well, no, I said it wasn't going to be a quarterback. I didn't know it was going to be a defense.
David Morgan. Now they
said
get
wide
Marcus
receiver.
Davenport.
I knew it wasn't going to be a quarterback. I was saying, oh, it's got to be a quarterback. You don't trade that freaking down for a freaking quarterback when you already have a franchise quarterback already. You don't trade that far down.
His parents could hold him in his hand.
We didn't trade down for Aaron Rodgers. We literally waited for him.
Let's go, Louis.
Like, he was just there and we picked him. You didn't trade for him. You don't trade for him when you got a franchise quarterback. If he's in your lap, you should pick him.
Type of player that would allow you to switch from a 3-4 to a 4-3, and you can see why. He's a great athlete. He can run from a 2-point. Look what he does to his running back. Right, you can't stop settle Marcus Davenport like that. Otherwise, that's what's going to happen. He's a guy who makes explosive point of attack plays, not just routine point of attack plays, but when he hits you, he separates you from the ball. Now, when he wants to rush, he can go high side like that.
Okay,
and he can
so
and close the corner. Or he can rush with power. He can rush with style. He can close on the quarterback with tremendous speed, and he is a tremendous finisher. But again, watch this highlight and see the different ways in which you can picture them using this guy. You can use him as a stand-up outside 3-4 outside linebacker. You can put his hand down. You can rush him inside of the guard in a 2-point stance, use him as a joker. He moves all over the place. Cam Jordan needed a buddy. And they got him a buddy.
So then, who's next then? Raiders are taking next.
Last year, the next highest sack.
They're taking where the Cardinals would have taken.
Marcus, we're going to need you to do more than 4.5 in 2018. You're headed to the bayou, baby. You're a cowboy today.
You don't act like the man from the stories I've heard.
That's the thing about being a grandfather. I get to do all the things I wish I'd done with my children. Woo! And the things I regret, I get to do differently.
You're right. They're building a city.
Well, you gotta remember, that's not who I was thinking.
Rally. I need you more than ever.
Yeah. What are you doing here?
Same thing I always do. Fixing something you couldn't.
Stagnation is death for a town, and the Duttons are the ones killing.
The new chief is hungry for a fight. I'm going to buy your ranch, and I'm going to pull down every fence. It'll look like it used to when it was ours.
Just tell me how to fight.
Everyone. The man must stand.
I'm kind of a little still salty. I'm happy that they got next year's pick.
You're about to play with master.
Because I thought they were going to like give him like 2 seconds or something something like that. I was like, oh no, it better be 2. I was like, there better be like a first round pick for next year.
I don't regret one sin I've committed. But it's stupid. It's the one I'm about to commit that worries me.
Yes, with my family. I will chop your family tree down.
Progress. Can't stop it, John. I'm watching it.
Yellowstone, a new series Wednesday, June 20th at 9 on Paramount Network.
Brian Bridges.
Second and goal at the 4. He's back. He punts. The pass ahead.
Sports is our thing.
Yeah, gets it. He likes all sports all the time.
Just like us.
Okay.
And now, with ESPN Plus, we get all sports, even the ones that, like, don't have video games.
We stream live games, binge our shows, and we replay the replays.
Our hangouts are, like, pretty lit.
Got it. We're just 2 best friends that can't get enough sports.
And with the app, we're like a crew.
Welcome back to the 2018 NFL Draft. The Oakland Raiders are on the clock at the 15th overall pick. Who are they going to take? We're going to find out now.
I hate the Raiders.
With the
They're still
15th
the
pick in the
Oakland Raiders.
2018 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders select Colton Miller, offensive tackle, UCLA.
Boo, you suck. You all suck.
Look at Colton Miller, guys. I talk about a guy who's a freakish talent. 6'8.5", 310 pounds. He'll get bigger, and he will get stronger. He's only 24 reps at the combine. He's a little bit better than a lot of people thought. He is a kid that has tight end speed, and as a left tackle has incredible speed. He got better and better, played some right tackle as well. We got John Gruden, the Oakland Raiders. It's all about
Yeah, you got freaking Gruden in there, man. Gruden is freaking pulling the hammer. No, Gruden's pulling the hammer. Where's that John Gruden? He's pulling the hammer. There's that John Gruden.
UCLA tackle.
There's Gruden.
Athletically and physically is Colton Miller. I think if you can look where he'll be maybe 2-3 years down the road, he could be one of the best left tackles in the game. He has that type of potential. He's not there yet, but certainly for what they need.
Oh, the Ravens made a trade.
They need area for the Oakland Raiders.
6'9", 309 pounds. Let me repeat that again. 6'9", 309 pounds. We don't know what he will be at the next level, but we know that he has good ideas. He comes from Roseville, California, and says his favorite NFL player of all time, a fellow Roseville, California high school alum. He goes by the name of Teddy Bruschi, ladies and gentlemen. And if Brew Crew is your guy, Colton Miller, you are our guy. So well done, as Colton Miller now goes to the Oakland Raiders and try and be the blindside protection for Derek Carr with the Raiders. So we've got another trade here. Let's get you the particulars of the trade here as we are approaching the halfway point of the
This is interesting.
Kirk, don't get used to this.
He called that 2 or 3.
Yeah, because the Bills had 2 first-round picks. Remember, because they got that pick last year.
He's got it there. Well, Baltimore's his squad. I mean, well, listen, on
They
Saturday,
swapped
we're talking about
picks.
which Calvin Hall High School players.
Ravens are taking the 22nd.
I see, there you go. 16th overall pick, the Bills.
So the Bills traded up.
And a 2018
Because the Ravens were going to pick at 16. They moved back to 22nd.
and pick up a third-round pick in this year's draft, which will be the 65th pick overall. Okay.
Because they traded.
So Buffalo moved up to get a quarterback.
Well, obviously, Buffalo ain't going up to pick another quarterback.
Defensive players like Derwin James and Tremaine Edmonds. His name we haven't really talked about a lot, but Tremaine Edmonds is a different
Obviously, they ain't
athlete.
trading up
Linebacker,
again for another
like
quarterback.
Inside or outside. Great blunt
That's the one
eyes
good
as
thing with the
well.
Bills is they had 2
His
first-round
father,
picks going
that
into this
big tight end
draft.
coming
So they
out
had
of
leverage.
Maryland. I think Tremaine Edmonds is a guy to watch at this court.
They traded up earlier to get the quarterback. Obviously, they ain't trading up with their other pick to get another quarterback. So they're probably going to draft a receiver.
So there's familiarity there, but there's some great players.
That's what I'm thinking. They're probably going to take a receiver. The Bills are probably going to take like a receiver or a tackle.
Jair Alexander, I think could you make the case that he's a top
Weapon. They're going to take probably a
Ward's
weapon.
already gone, but there's some great names out there for Buffalo to pick. So this is what we talked about pre-draft, about the fact that once the quarterback drama was gone, there's going to be some great players sitting over literally GMs out there. They're going, this how do we have it right? Let's just read the board and take best player available. This is really where best player available comes
Is that
into
where
play.
it weighs in a little bit more than need? I mean, you get to the middle.
Sure. I mean, right now, of course, you're trying to take best player available, maybe the positions that you need.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Yeah.
All right, we got to find out what the pick is in for Buffalo. They got a quarterback last year for Davius White out of LSU that played very well for them. Will they go down that road again? Buffalo, you made the playoffs. You believe you've got your franchise quarterback. Here we go.
The Baltimore Ravens have traded the 16th pick to the Buffalo Bills. With the 16th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Tremaine Edmonds, linebacker.
Oh, damn!
Well, if you're the Buffalo
They
Bills,
took a defensive
you're
player.
thinking we've had success going this route before. Remember, it was in 1985 that they took a pass
Yeah, they
rusher
traded
for
with Kansas City last year. That's
His
how
name
they
was
got
Bruce
it.
Smith. that worked out okay. And Lewis, is he good? Or Kirk, Tremaine Edwards, we like what we've seen here out of this guy at Virginia Tech from the Hokies.
Well, I had the rare combination of size and speed. He's 6'5", 253 pounds, and runs a 4.5. I mean, you just don't see linebackers like that. I think he has some versatility. Play at 3-4, he can be an outside linebacker, he can play inside, he can play in space again, he can rush the quarterback, so I think there are a lot of things there to like. I think the one thing you want to see him continue to grow in is just being a little bit more forceful in the way he approaches the game and makes plays behind the line of scrimmage. Sometimes he's a grabber, he kind of pulls people down. I think people want to see him become more like a Roquan Smith who doesn't hesitate and accelerates through a ball carrier, have more of an intimidating style. He wasn't that kind of player in Blacksburg for Virginia.
He's 19 years of age.
Absolutely.
He turns 20 next week. He's got a birthday on May 2nd. One of the youngest players you will see coming into
We
the
have LA Chargers. Yeah, I still can't believe I'm calling them the LA Chargers.
And that's what Edmonds brings to that position. Everyone's 6'4" and a quarter, 255 pounds. With his length, with his long arms, he will be a major factor in that defense.
He'll do a lot of different things for you, too. The middle linebacker for this football team last year, Preston Brown, led the NFL in tackles, and he's gone. They needed somebody in the middle. Look, Sean, look, Luke Kuechly, all right? So not to say that Tremaine Edmonds...
I still can't believe I'm calling them the LA Chargers.
First and foremost, an athlete that he can develop, that can run, and there's no question Tremaine needs to develop his key and diagnose. Yeah. Where are your eyes so you can play faster? And then, look, I read what Sean McDermott, I was with him in Philadelphia. The first thing he's going to tell linebackers is, you better insert and play downhill and play physical. That's not his game. We're going to see if he's going to get that out of him. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, to Mel's point, he won't be 20 until next month. He's 19 years old. He's the first teenager drafted since Amobi Okoye went to the Houston Texans in 2007. So he's young. By the way, he's got a brother that's probably going to be drafted sometime over the next couple days as well, the safety. So the Edmonds brothers, and by the way, that will end an unbelievable run of Virginia Tech players. At Virginia Tech that started with their father, Farrell Edmonds, who was a tight end drafted by the Miami Dolphins in the late 80s. Played against them. But it ain't about dad right now. It's about the future. That's what that sign says. The future is now. Let's go down courtesy of DXL Susie Culver with the teenager.
Yes, but Trey, one of the great football families of our time, cheering you on from the green room. You've gone number 16 overall in the Bills. What does this mean to your family?
It means everything to me. You know, I got a good support system. You know, a lot of family came out. A lot of friends came out. I can't thank them enough, man. It's a special moment for me, and I know it's a special moment for them, so I really appreciate everything.
You know, your mom shares the story that before you ever took the field, you were just a little boy. You declared that you were going to be a great football player. What should Bills fans know?
You know, that's a guy that's all in. A guy that's going to give 100%, and a guy that still has stuff to prove. And, you know, I can promise you I'm going to play good football.
And it's not over for the Edmonds family. Terrell shouldn't have long to wait, right?
All right, Susie, thanks very much. We will be back in 15 seconds with the Chargers on the clock. But first, here's a look at one of the most promising talents in this year's draft class from Bud Light.
Here's a guy we expect to go early, the Bud Knight. Take a look at Bud Knight. Clocking a blistering 40, horseback and otherwise. Excellent decision-making. A complete athlete and a heck of a leader on the field. The perfect first-round draft pick for any team.
Wow, that's actually kind of...
There's a look at the LA Chargers draft.
Yeah, I still can't believe they're being called the LA
Chargers. We are looking at the back half of the first round of the draft.
No one gives a damn about you in LA. Move back to San Diego.
What the Letting Company was able to do last year, let's be honest, if they had a decent kicker,
move back to San Diego, you dumbasses!
That kept them out. Now, they have Phillip Rivers in that draft class with Big Ben and Eli Manning in 2004. They did bring in Baker Mayfield, and of course there was the issue about studying my playbook, all that kind of stuff. Tom Telesco says he has a lot on his plate too. Yeah. Well, shout at Baker for what he said. Would they be looking maybe at someone to replace Phillip Rivers, or is there another dying need for this team?
Yeah, I think they could. I mean, quarterback could be a consideration, but I think they need an interior defensive player to go with Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa. So this is a team that was soft to well. Look, a guy like Taven Bryan could be on the board right here, the defensive tackle from Florida. A guy who's an upfield charger. A guy who, quite honestly, has the best get off of any interior defensive lineman in this draft. Picture him with Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram. That would be something to watch now. That would be something to watch. They need to shore up the middle of their defense. They need linebacker help as well. So could a guy like Rashaan Evans be on the board right now? Could that be in consideration? Sure. But I think the middle of the defense for the San Diego Chargers is something that needs to be addressed. I think there's some players that can do it here.
Yeah, they were hoping Deron Payne, Alabama, Vita Vea, Washington would drop down to them. Obviously, you think about Derwin James, he's still on the board, but I agree, up the gut, that belly of that defense was so soft. I mean, it was so easy to get yards against that defense. They were strong on the outside. That inside of that defense, really suspect, and that's the area they got to hit.
And listen, that AFC West is so competitive now. We believe the Chiefs are going to be pretty good with Patrick Mahomes. Case Keenum clearly an upgrade for the Denver Broncos, their quarterback, and now you've got Von Miller on one side and you got Bradley Chubb on the other side. And then, of course, the Raiders. Remember, just a year ago, they looked like they were cruising in place to do really good things in the playoffs. Well, Derek Carr got hurt late in the season. They stumbled last year. Now Chucky is back. John Gruden, they're going through the process. But a couple of years ago, Denver went through this division, 5 straight division titles. Yeah. They never made the playoffs 5 straight years before. And now we're looking at one of the deeper divisions in football, and the middle of that defense is going to be a big problem.
Yeah, well, scoring points is not going to be a problem for San Diego. I mean, for the LA Chargers. That's fine. That's fine. Scoring points won't be a problem. They have to address the interior of this defense because they can go a long way towards getting them to where they want to go, which is the top of the AFC West.
And again, it was just the kicking last year more than anything else that did them. I don't think it was a kicker. But no, can confirm. I will not be a kicker. Here's the commissioner.
With the 17th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Derwin James, defensive back, Florida State.
Oh, and a little shuffle for Derwin James, nicknamed Pooh Bear, verbally committed to Florida State at the age of 14. Jalen Ramsey was telling anybody who would listen that this was the best player in the entire draft. His versatility was used all over the place for the Seminoles, and now he is a member of the Los Angeles Chargers. Time now for a relentless moment, brought to you by Century 21. Lewis, show us how relentless Derwin James is.
You know how long I've been waiting to show this package right here? Do you have any idea how long this guy can do anything? Well, I said they need to fortify the middle of the defense. I just wasn't really expecting it to be safety. This guy has the movement patterns of a guy who I love and who I hold very dear to my heart. I'm not even going to mention his name right now.
Say it!
Derwin James, all disciplines as far as the safety is concerned. He can cover tight ends. He can back off here against the number 3 wide receiver in the slot. He can play what they call half-turn, flat-foot man coverage, sprinkle the ball and break it up. And here's the thing that he does the most. Watch his body language. Watch his body language. Watch him track down this running back out here on the perimeter. And watch this. That is what I'm talking about. We had a safety in Washington who used to do that. A guy who wore number 21 named Sean Taylor. Derwin James, I'm not saying he's Sean Taylor, but he has those movement patterns. He has that body language. I love this pick.
He also says his intelligence level, his former coaches, is off the charts. Derwin James is happy, so are we. I'm going to be very legendary.
You might want to buckle up, baby.
You're off to something. Revenge? Money? Or is it something else?
If you come with us, you're in this life for good.
Oh, Seattle just traded with Green Bay. What do we trade them for? Because we were picking 27. We were picking 27, so I hope we didn't just trade the pick that we just got from the Saints.
Get it at a $5 bill at KFC. Presenting Just for Men Auto Stop. It's time travel in a cone.
Okay. We gotta. We better get a quarterback! I want a quarterback, damn it! Quarterback!
Just for men.
We've been down quarterback for 4 or 5 years, but we need a quarterback over here.
Work hard, pay your dues, good things will happen.
I don't think I did any of those things.
Where's my quarterback?
Just like me. Same bite, different snow.
Undying Up Here, season premiere, Sunday, May 6th at 10, only on Showtime.
How do you want to live?
As a decent person, good husband. Is that it? Good? Of course not. King of the Hill? Better. Top of your game? Win. All powerful. Like a boss. Like a pro. We couldn't agree more. We are professional grade. Step up to GMC with over $10,500 total value on a specially equipped Sierra SLT Crew Cab model when you finance through GM Finance.
Yes!
We are professional grade. GMC.
You're actually right next door to your friend.
Correction, best friend. Let's go. Are you taking all your tiny shampoos? Look, we're up, bro.
State Farm knows it's more than a house. It's home. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
Play something relaxing.
Talk to a State Farm agent today.
I got you.
Go! Woo!
You need to run off?
No? Got plenty of time.
Here's to making your morning routine a little better. The sweet, savory, sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles. Breakfast at McDonald's.
The 2018
I'm telling you, we better freaking draft the cornerback here. I'm telling you right now.
GMC.
We don't draft a cornerback here.
Just for that,
They're really
time
unhappy.
travel in a phone.
We're really angry.
State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800.
We're really angry if we don't draft a dang cornerback here.
What we'll hear at AT&T Stadium is more than just a football field. It's an amazing.
Is that Julius
facility
Allen
thanks
still
to the
here?
Jones
Alexandra?
family. There are more than 50
Alexandra?
pieces of
Whatever the hell his name
artwork
is.
in the stadium
He's still
and
here.
around the grounds, all part of the Dallas Cowboys art collection and fully
I don't think
accessible
Higgins is
to
still.
the public. We like to be fully
Like
accessible for every single pick in this draft.
Ron
We are already
Gucci,
at
Ron
the back half of
Gucci,
the
you
first
better be,
round.
you better be drafting a cornerback.
See Lamar Jackson, a quarterback, who figures I need to go somewhere in this portion of round one. Taven Bryan, the defensive tackle, thought he was more productive, could have gone a little bit higher. Then you get the receivers, haven't come off the board yet. Calvin,
Get that Alexandra.
I really like as a guy I think's a little underrated. You're getting him at a steal in terms of a bargain point. In the first half, our kid was productive despite a great passing quarterback. And PJ Moore from Maryland played with 3 or 4 different quarterbacks, had a great workout, has return skills. He's a big-time player. Then the quarterback run with Jair Alexander, Louisville, Josh Jackson, Iowa, Lakeview, Central Florida. You will see a run of corners starting pretty soon.
There has been a trade.
Go!
Green Bay Packers.
Go,
traded
Pack,
the
go!
Saints. The Saints moved up. The Packers moved back. The Packers have now moved up. And the Packers are now on the clock.
Got to play corner.
Or maybe a wide receiver. They let Jordy Nelson go.
But I got to play corner. Think about it. They had Marcus Davenport. They passed on him. They let New Orleans get him. They needed a pass rusher. They didn't obviously like Marcus Davenport enough to take him. Now they jump back up. If I'm jumping up, I'm getting Jair Alexander or Josh Jackson. But Alexander's a playmaker.
Get Alexandra.
He's got return skills.
He brings return skills and better man-to-man skills as well.
We need that dang
One thing
Alexandra.
they want to make sure they keep happy is Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback, who was none too pleased that his quarterback coach was not brought back this year. So that may be a part of this discussion as well. But you know what? I hear you. Let's see what happens going forward. Here's the commissioner with the Go Pack Go call.
Go, Pack, go.
The Seattle Seahawks
Get that Alexandra.
the 18th pick to the Green Bay Packers. Win the 18th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft. The Green Bay Packers select Jair Alexander, defensive back, Louisville.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, Mel, you knew what you were talking about. There you go. And he's bugging your
Time. Get a dang cornerback in there.
Lamar Jackson, Jair is
Got a playmaker.
Giving some encouraging words for Lamar, saying he will hear his name soon, but it is Jair walking right now. He nicknamed that Louisville secondary the Tax Boys because they make them pay, was his motto.
Lewis got excited about Lewis Riddick.
Lewis always gets excited about Lewis Riddick.
That happened about Derwin James. I love this kid. Jair Alexander
that was
is everything you're looking for. And I like the edge that he plays with, Mel, that you referred to. I think to play at that level on an island, you have to have that. Runs a 4.38. Didn't have a great 17 because of some injuries. All I know is in 16, they played against Clemson. He had 2 interceptions against Deshaun Watson. He loves the big stage. Here he is in a punt return against Florida State. If he would have been a player that was coming out in 16, he'd probably been considered a top corner. But this year, some injury had to battle through that. But anticipates routes quick, tremendous.
Yeah, there it is. Got the jersey.
Does that naturally without having to be taught. Kirby injured early against Purdue. He had the
That's what I'm liking right there. He's down in that yellow and green. That's what I want to see.
He's a dynamic return man. He's dynamic, Lewis. When he gets that interception, that ball in his hand, he's Deion-like. And I think I don't want to just say he's going to be Deion Sanders, but he's Deion-like as far as being electrifying. And I'll tell you what, supremely confident.
Yeah.
This kid, I'll tell you what, he fears nobody, and he is a guy, he's a difference maker in the secondary. He's going to move up. You got to get somebody who can change a game, and he can do it in terms of the quarterback spot with turnovers and interceptions. He can do it as a punter.
Matchup. So this guy, you can put on an island, he's going to win.
Yeah, I talked to you, but I can't hear you.
Oh, really?
We're going to wait.
Just know that we think you're great. Okay? By the way, here's the deal that Jair ran a 4.3840, so that'll take away some of those injury concerns. And listen, he's been great. So the Packers, by the way, allowed the 3rd highest completion percentage last season, almost 68%. And that brings us to, how about those Cowboys? The Dallas Cowboys are now on the clock. No, they're a team in need of team speed, whether it's on offense or defense.
It couldn't have fallen better for the Dallas Cowboys. If you think wide receiver is a big need area, it is. You got Calvin Ridley from Alabama. You got DJ Moore from Maryland. There was talk that they like Cortland Sutton, Brett Samuel. I thought that would be a reach. But with Ridley and Moore there,
Brian Buchenbard doing it right.
Sean Evans, linebacker.
Brian Buchenbard, whatever his name is.
Take your pick. They're both really good.
I think Calvin Ridley is elite. I don't know if we fully appreciate how good he can be. They've been playing with a quarterback in Alabama that Brian Dable did a good job with, but they're really about defense, running the football, and trying not to lose the game.
I was one of those dudes, quarterback. It's not who I but the guy who I wanted already.
Because they got opportunities. Calvin Ridley, I think, is going to be a much better pro than he was in
just
college
as good
because of the system that he's eventually going to be able to fit part of.
Well, listen, they have issues at wide receiver, the Cowboys. They just let Dennis Bryant go. They haven't had a ton of speed. They have an aging tight end in Jason Witten, who's been around forever and is still, if you want 5, he'll get you 5. But they need to find a way to either get more dynamic on offense or defense. Now, they did a great job, the Cowboys, last year with a couple of cornerbacks. Jordan Lewis out of Michigan and Chido Awuzie out of Colorado. You feel like it's more pressing to maybe deal with the issue at linebacker with Sean Lee and what we don't know Jalen Smith where his ceiling will be, or they need to find a dynamic playmaker on offense.
Well, what they need, Calvin Ridley, DJ Moore make the most sense. Obviously, tight end Hayden Hurst, he's tempting. Some going wide receiver. I think these 2 receivers will outflank the rookies. The 3 guys obviously were early last year. The thing with Tex guys, these guys are football players. DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, forget the testing for Ridley, that 31 vertical. He's a football player. Moore had a great year at tested phenomenal. He's 20 pounds heavier than Ridley, and he ran 4.4, and he had a 40 vertical. So I don't either way with Ridley or Moore, the Cowboys should take
It's incredible to think that Dez Bryant they let go. Somewhat controversial move, and to be able to sit down where they are at 19, and we don't have a receiver taken off the board. It's kind of pathetic that they're in this situation to be able to possibly pick up a wide receiver if they go that route.
Well, the interesting thing is, we've got Drew Pearson on the stage behind us being the Cowboys' hype man, which is exactly what he was last year when they were in Philadelphia. He's getting the crowd hyped one more time. So you have 2 88s on the stage right now, and Drew Pearson and Michael Irvin. And of course, it was 88 Dez Bryant that was let go. The issue with Dez was he had 2 years left at $16.5 million. There's no way they were going to pay him $16.5 million. The controversy part, as you alluded to, was the fact that they didn't even want to negotiate with him, which tells you it was probably something else besides just the money that would make them want to say, we're going to part ways with Dez. We don't want to deal about coming back at a lower rate. But Terrence Williams is a 5 receiver.
Yeah, Cowboys are probably going to take a wide receiver since no receiver's been taken.
1-5, they'll get you 5. Beasley's a slot. Beasley's a slot. They have, and the kid Ryan Switzer.
I mean, no wide receiver has been taken yet, so
Beasley and Ryan Switzer.
that's definitely probably going to be a thing.
The offensive line with the running back, And obviously with that, they don't have a lot of team speed. And one way or the other, whether it's on the inside or on the outside of wide receiver, that's what they've got to address.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if it wasn't a wide receiver.
I know the more you're talking about
DJ Moore or Calvin Ridley, they both have the same
What
grade.
about DJ Chark out of LSU? Not hear those two.
He's a five catcher. Cortland Sutton didn't dominate some games despite the talent. I'm not taking Sutton or Chark. I'm taking Ridley or Moore. Ridley, I gave this. By the way, this was interesting.
Let's be clear about one thing that's happening here. Everything is been in very quickly. Jerry knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Right now he's saying this is my
So
place.
this is the third
This
pick,
is
and
my
then might be the
house.
fifth pick.
This is
It
my
might be
team.
the
Let's
fifth
pump the
pick.
brakes
I
and
think.
savor the moment. Understand.
I think they traded a third
What's going
and a
on?
fifth.
Yeah.
You talked about Moore and Ridley.
And then, of course, their 27th pick that they got from the
But he's
Saints.
almost built like a tailback.
But they didn't trade the pick they got from the Saints for next year.
Quick guy in space. I think
That
Ridley
they
gives you a
kept.
little bit more length when you put him out on the outside. I mean, if you're looking at this particular situation, Ridley, to me, makes a little
I would
more
agree with
sense.
you. I gave a slight edge to Calvin Ridley, and just a kid who had a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like getting the ball, and his numbers were really low.
Yeah.
And he still was productive.
Yeah.
And he still did some really good things.
Yeah.
And Nick Saban, it wasn't like he was a non-factor, and he'll play without the ball, and he's a really good route runner.
Imagine if you had him with Tua and Brian Dable and all those backs for the entire year instead of for a half. His numbers would
What do we say, Herbie? They can't run routes. Calvin Ridley can.
What about Cortland Sutton, the local kid from SMU?
You've heard that, that's the rumor, but I cannot take Cortland Sutton ahead of Ridley or Moore.
But it's not that you can do. Do you think they would do it? No, your opinion is cold. I'll take that.
I don't know what they'll do. I don't think Ridley. Then I would think Moore will be my second option. Sutton and Chark will be down the line just a bit.
There has been a lot of heat about Cortland Sutton, and I know that you've liked Cortland Sutton out of SMU. I sure do. Yes, there you go. Yes, we reached technical difficulties with Lewis. He's never been this quiet in his life, so understand once we get that
I
tape.
will say this, Trey, Lewis. Cortland Sutton most resembles physically than Bryant.
Yeah,
that is true.
He does. All right, so we believe the pick is in. We believe the Cowboys have savored the moment for all it can possibly be worth. Let's find out. Roger Goodell now with the Cowboys pick in Jerry's house.
It's going to be a wide receiver.
Here we go.
The draft is a week-long celebration of football at all levels, and we salute those who play and coach high school football across the country. Joining us for the Cowboys selection are members of 6 high school football teams here in Arlington, Texas. Arlington, Bowie, Juan Seguin, Lamar, Martin, and Sam Houston. With the 19th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Leighton Vander Esch, linebacker, Boise State.
Oh, they took a linebacker.
Wow. This is it. Wow. Leighton Vander Esch out of Boise State. A long way from 8-man football to playing football where football is king, ladies and gentlemen, here in the state of Texas. Riggins, Idaho, population 419. Leighton Vander Esch, they would take a bus from Riggins every year, or every game from Riggins, Idaho, down to Boise State, and anybody that wanted to go could hop on the bus for free to go down to Boise and see Leighton Vander Esch play for Boise State. What an amazing thing. 8-man football. You
So
better
far,
be
no
fast
wide
in 8-man football because they're missing 3, and you got to cover a lot of ground. They're having Vander Esch football in the middle. I will go wherever the ball is, and I will stick you. Oh, by the way, this man is a 3-syllable athlete, Kirk. Also, quite the basketball player. Steal, Slam! Send it in, big fella! Tell me more.
There's the blue field in Boise. This guy is 6'4", 256 pounds, nearly a 40-inch vertical, and somehow he's a former walk-on at Boise State. Size, length, athletic ability. I actually called his bowl game against Oregon, and I just love his energy, his instinct. He does a really good job of reading quarterback size and coverage. Think about the linebackers that they have in Jalen Smith and Sean Lee. You put him in there, those three linebackers working together gives them great athletic ability, an ability to bend the run and also the pass.
Listen, he's the first Boise State player to go in the first round since they had two in 2012. Shane McClellan and the muscle hamster Doug Horton.
One of the wide receivers going to get actually drafted.
PSL, Susie Culver, take it away.
Well, Cowboys fans certainly sound happy. And Leighton, why don't you share with everybody what it was you told me yesterday about what you hoped would happen at 19?
I've been wanting to play here since day one, Dallas. I love you guys. This place is awesome. We got Super Bowls to win, baby.
Just 5 years ago, you were playing 8-man football. There were only 10 kids in your senior class in high school. How did you get here?
It's been a long process, but it's paid off every single day with the tremendous amount of hard work and the people around me, the support system in Reagan's back home where I grew up, Boise State, obviously, the fans, everybody. I'm just so pumped right now. Let's go.
An inspiration to small-town kids everywhere. Detroit's on the clock. Let's go to Adams and Ricky.
Oh, thanks very much, Susie. We are still waiting for a wide receiver to be picked tonight. But in the interim, we have a wide receiver trade. The Pittsburgh Steelers moments ago traded wide receiver Martavis Bryant to the Oakland Raiders for a third-round pick. Keep in mind that the Raiders had an additional third-round pick that they got back from Arizona in the Josh Rosen trade. The Raiders traded a third-round pick to Pittsburgh for Martavis Bryant. Now think about this. The Raiders' three wide receivers this year will include Amari Cooper, Jordy Nelson, and the newly acquired Martavis Bryant as we still wait for a wide receiver, either Calvin Ridley or DJ Moore, to be picked in the first round here tonight, Trey.
All right, Adam, thanks very much. First of all, kudos to Leighton Vander Esch. We got Super Bowls to win, baby. The Cowboys' last Super Bowl win was Super Bowl 30. So it's been a while, but way to set the bar high.
Big man. Right in there.
Way to walk in there and say, let's get it done. Leighton Vander Esch. Pretty impressive stuff. By the way, this draft has taken a significant turn. As we all about quarterbacks, 4 of the top 10 for the first time, 8 of the last 9 picks have been defensive players.
That's a great point, and it took a while to get it there, but we're finally there. And by the way, how about how many times we said former walk-on tonight to a first-round pick?
Overall pick, Baker Mayfield.
Former walk-on. We had one guy say I was a zero-star, Josh Allen. I mean, it's amazing. We get so caught up in our world of college football about what star they are. And there's so many examples of guys that develop and mature at a different time. But, yeah, we're on a good run here, some defensive players.
Vander Esch had a heck of a year.
Oh, yeah.
A one-year production
1 year.
and a workout warrior. And a guy you passed Rashaan Evans over for Leighton Vander Esch, and you passed on 2 wide receivers. He doesn't go with these. Sean Lee, durability issues, but he's in the game. And the lineup, Dallas' defense is completely different from when he's out. Hitchens is now Anthony Hitchens in Kansas City. It was a need. I threw Evans' name out there. Rashaan Evans, linebacker, Alabama, over Vander Esch. So they went with the need at linebacker over the need at wide receiver. Yeah. I would have taken Ridley or more. They took Vander Esch. Hey, one thing you can say is the kid had 1 great year. Can he build on that? We'll see.
Now, let me ask you this. What does this say, if anything, about what the Cowboys feel about the ceiling is for Jalen Smith, the inside linebacker that could have been one of the best picks in the draft a couple years ago, had the horrible injury, was in the Fiesta Bowl against Ohio State, came back and played pretty well, but is that a sign that they're thinking, what we got out of Jalen Smith last year is the best we're going to get?
Well, could be, but
inside linebackers.
Hitchens is gone, and Lee's has the durability concern. That's 2 issues. So I think you look at where they are in terms of versatility. Evans would have brought it, and Vander Esch.
Wait, who the Lions think? I don't like the Lions.
Yeah, I just think these receivers. I'll tell you who this helps. It helps the ball.
Oh, everyone's taking defense. Defense. Everyone's taking defense except for the people that took quarterbacks
Carolina,
and tackles.
A receiver as well. But there's some teams now that are looking at
offensive tackles or offensive guards.
That's
all.
Pretty happy right now.
By the way,
everything else has been defense.
Don't feel bad for Lewis. He's not shy. He hasn't lost his voice. We're experiencing some technical difficulties. We are hopeful to bring him back into the program.
I had the problem early in the show, remember?
We've all been there. We've all been there. And we are ready for Lewis to rejoin us as soon as possible. Okay, here it is. The Lions right now are making their first ever.
The Cowboys aren't taking a wide
Patricia
receiver. I don't know who's
era.
taking it.
They are hyped up. The Lions fans are here. Well, with a former Pats defensive coordinator go.
With the 20th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Frank Ragnow, center, Arkansas.
Okay. Well, this is interesting. Frank has been a late riser in this draft process.
Cincinnati is where you would have thought at 21. One pick from here is where everybody thought he could go to the Bengals, and here he goes. What they get to the Lions. He's a whole filler. He's going to help out Matthew Stafford. He's a heck of a football player. Think about this past year. Injured October 21st. The high ankle sprain. Had the minor procedure. Before that, he was dominant for the center. The Alabama game, look at that game, the job he did there. He had a heck of a season going until that injury he's coming back from. You think about the size, the physicality of Ragnow. He is a guy, I think, could be like Alex Mack, could be like Nick Mangold, could be a heck of an anchor up front for you.
Brett Bielema, his former coach, who actually recruited him and knows him very well, said that, he's had 5 offensive linemen go in the first round. He said he's the best offensive lineman that he's had. He's had some good ones. Wisconsin wasn't bad, right? But he'd say it's the best one that he's had since going all the way back to Joe Thomas. Yep. That's a strong statement from Bielema.
Well, look, he did well at the combine. 4.98 in the 40, broad jump 9.7, and bench 225 27 times. Stay with us.
Hiring was always a huge challenge. Endless hours on job sites with not a lot to show for it. Then I found ZipRecruiter. They figured out hiring. I post my job. They put it all over the web. And they send me the right people. Because their technology is smart. ZipRecruiter often sends me the right person in 24 hours.
The smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter, the preferred job site of college sports fans. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/buckets.
He drops back. He's looking deep. The ball is in the air. And caught. Touchdown! This team is sizzling hot.
Get 2 medium Pizza Hut pizzas for just $5.99 each. Official pizza sponsor of the NFL. No one out pizza's not hot.
Tires are put to the test every day, everywhere around the world. Michelin invented a tire that stays safe even warm with unique EverGrip technologies. Michelin Premier, safe when new, safe when worn.
Do we really have to choose him to be our next spokesperson?
He sounds boring.
Sounds like you're on the fence. Why don't I just leave you my resume? Yes, it's laminated. No thanks.
You're hired. Try caramel M&M's.
Ow.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing.
Dicon knows it's more than a truck, so why not give it the protection it deserves?
The search is intense. We spent weeks canvassing the quadrant to pinpoint our perfect location. Once locked in on our target, we knew we had to move fast. Fortunately, we were already pre-approved for a no-money down loan with Navy Federal Credit Union, and were able to put an offer on this place immediately after it went on the market.
I see you, Dad.
How are my tomatoes doing, babe?
Forget it.
Navy Federal Credit Union, open to the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families.
He drops back. He's looking deep. The ball is in the air. And caught. Touchdown! This team is sizzling hot.
Get 2 medium Pizza Hut pizzas for just $5.99 each. Official pizza sponsor of the NFL. No one out pizza's not hot.
Yeah, I'm just done. The big name still on the board. Who's trying to steal the next superstar? Our experts see beyond the hype. The NFL Draft, which coverage continues tomorrow at 7 on ESPN.
I mean, this is actually pretty bad for Des Bryant that he has still
Sanchez! Judge, Sanchez, Stevie is supposed to be rare. The Yankees take on the Angels on Sunday Night Baseball.
All right, welcome back. Round one of the 2018 NFL Draft, AT&T Stadium. We have the Bengals on the clock. Let's go back to the podium and Commissioner Goodell.
They already drafted? Cowboys didn't draft a wide receiver. I don't know who that is.
With the 21st pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Billy Price, center, Ohio State.
Another center?
So back-to-back offensive linemen go off the board, and now both the Browns and the Bengals have tapped into home state talent from Ohio State University.
Yeah, I'm back. I can talk again. I'll tell you what, I'm going to say a lot here. Look, Billy Price is the guy who can play center and guard, and there's been a mass exodus in Cincinnati in recent years of offensive linemen. Look, they lose Andrew Whitworth, Kevin Seidler, and consequently, what were they last year? The 31st in the league in rushing offense. So look, this is a need pick. It may be a little bit of a reach as far as Billy Price going here, but I'll tell you what, right now, Cincinnati needs to
the Patriots are picking next after the Ravens.
So there's nothing that they can do in their division.
That Jackson guy could be the next heir apparent for the Patriots,
Billy
though.
Price built the need. He's a three-position player.
Because this is their second first-round pick.
When's the last time you saw two centers back-to-back?
Well, in the first, you never know. And by the way, one of just 6 Buckeyes offensive linemen to be named unanimous.
Well, a lot of people are saying the Ravens might do it, though.
Lamar, keep your energy up. Good things are coming, Lamar. Trust us. Good things are coming.
I think it'd be weird.
Bigger doesn't mean stronger. Pack a punch. Come back for more. Put rubber to the road. Bring the heat. Like a champ. Like a charge. Mighty like a pro. Introducing the all-new Terrain, the compact SUV from GMC. Current non-GM owners get this low-mileage lease on this front-wheel drive Terrain SLE for around $247 per month. Or get $5,250 purchase allowance when you finance through GM Financial.
Yeah, the Ravens might. I mean, New England, they haven't done anything to try to get him. Because they probably figured he was
from America's fastest growing riding mower brand. Test drive American.
I mean, the Ravens might take him here.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will. You can taste it just to get this. Well, you can't, but I tasted it. It was delicious. New for summer, Bud Light Lime and Bud Light Orange. Brewed with real citrus feels.
Where am I? I don't feel so dry. The placement in my dream, they've gone too far. But maybe I haven't gone far enough.
You made that?
Oh, the Titans just traded with the
Capital One
Ravens.
has partnered with Hotels.com to give
What?
venture cardholders 10 miles.
Well, Titans ain't drafting no quarterback.
At thousands of hotels. All you have to do is pay with this at Hotels.com/venture.
10 miles
This
per
is
dollar?
interesting.
That is
That
incredible.
means the Patriots are probably
I have
going to
the
get what they
chills.
want
Because you're
if they're
so
drafting the
Because
quarterback.
ice is cold. And because
They
of
had
all
him in
those
a
miles.
workout, though.
Obviously. What's in your wallet?
I'm not sure. What's in your wallet?
This kitchen? Oh my god, that's complete with the modern art gallery. And the master bath? Masterpiece. A home gym! Smells.
Maybe they
Okay,
drafted.
what?
Who is drafting a wide receiver in this draft? At least in the first round. Like, look at this. I don't know if any of these teams are going to. Maybe Jacksonville. I don't know. Panthers possibly. Panthers good.
To make it to the next level, you need a clear vision and a relentless attitude. We at Century 21 Real Estate congratulate the athletes selected today who captivate their fans on the field the way we serve our clients.
Well, was one of the great stories in college football this past season. The Stedman Children's Hospital put in an observation deck overlooking where the Hawkeyes played, and every game the kids were up there, and the entire fan base of the Iowa Hawkeyes would wave up to the kids in there. And we got a couple of Iowa Hawkeyes still waiting to hear their names being called. It'll be cornerback Josh Jackson, still waiting, a unanimous All-American with 8 interceptions, led all of FBS. We also have the potential of another interior lineman getting ready. Is he wearing pajamas at this point? James Daniels, the Iowa center. But Kurt, you've been a part of that experience at Iowa. It was an amazing thing this year.
Really, really incredible to hear about the story, to read about it. Tom Rinaldi did a great job with a feature on it. But to actually go to a game and be a part of that at the end of the first quarter, when all the kids look down from the hospital, which this is right above their stadium, and everybody in that stadium turns and waves up to them. Very special. And Todd, I know Todd had an opportunity to do that as well. And just cool, really cool thing.
It was a great story, and we'll see when will pay off for those Iowa Hawkeyes waiting to hear their names being called. So the Tennessee Titans are now on the clock. The first pick of the Mike Vrabel era. Mike, of course, an unbelievable linebacker in his playing days. Where will they go?
With the 22nd pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Rashaan Evans, linebacker.
Linebacker again. Man, they are freaking stockpiling linebackers this year in the first round.
Taken in the first couple of rounds. This is the 8th Nick Saban linebacker taken in the first or second round, and Rashaan Evans goes there. From Auburn, Alabama, to play at Alabama. His father went to Auburn to think he was going to be a running back, and then some guy named Bo Jackson showed up. It happens. Yeah. Rashaan Evans, though, pretty pumped, and he is now going to play for Mike Vrabel in Tennessee.
John Robinson, the general manager, Mike Vrabel, had to be ecstatic to be able to put, I knew they had to move up, but still to be in a position to get a player of this magnitude to play linebacker for them. It's a big need for the Titans. This guy's explosive. You're talking about an athletic guy who, grew up, Nick Saban was talking to us earlier tonight, grew up as a defensive end with his hand in the ground and played as a guy who rushed the quarterback. And early in his career at Alabama, this is what he did. They call these the rapid rabbit package, when they bring in like a Tim Williams, Rashaan Evans early in his career to rush the quarterback. Then they started to move him back to that middle linebacker spot. He's going to become more and more instinctive. You can see how explosive he is when he rushes the quarterback. But you can put him, in my opinion, on third down. You move him down and let him stay on the field. He can not only can he rush the quarterback, he can cover, brings a lot of versatility, a lot to like here. Not to mention, he brings a real attitude.
So the Patriots, are they going to take that Jackson guy?
Really build around. And late in the year,
they got 2 picks. The next pick they don't pick until 31st. They don't pick until 31st because that's the regular pick that they have. I don't know.
There's so much that versatility is the name of the game when you're talking about this guy. Again, think about the head coach. Think about the fact that it's Mike Vrabel. Think about where he came from. He came from Bill Belichick's system. They value versatility. You play one position, you get knocked out. You play multiple positions, it's perfect. Look, they have 2 outside linebackers that are up for free agency in a year. They're thinking a little bit of ahead. They lost Avery Williamson, one of their best inside linebackers. He can play there. You already talked about the fact he can rush the passer and put his hand down, started as a defensive end. It's perfect for a multiple 3-4 scheme. It's perfect. This is a perfect. Dan Pease leaves and retires from Baltimore. Vrabel talks him into coming back, so it fits the scheme you're talking about, and versatility is perfect.
By the way, the first linebacker taken by the Titans since Keith Bullock was taken in the first round in 2003, or rather 2000, excuse me. Did you mention the Patriots?
I think so.
Versatility? Yeah. Guess who's on the clock right now? New England Patriots.
That's right.
Todd McShay, do me a favor. Paint us a picture.
Let me paint one for you, Trey. Lamar Jackson, the 5th quarterback of the 5 we thought were going to come off the board in the first round. Patriots sent Josh McDaniels down twice to work him out. We all know the Tom Brady story, so this is an interesting spot at 23. Baltimore, Ozzie Smith, the general manager in his last GM job of being the captain of the Baltimore Ravens war room. He's been a thief in terms of draft picks his entire career. He's moved back twice already, get a lot of collateral. Could they be sitting there getting ready to take Lamar at 25? Beyond that, Pittsburgh Steelers have been rumored to have some interest. The Jacksonville Jaguars, the Patriots are here again, and I know
The Philadelphia Eagles, who don't have a lot of picks beyond this first round, would love to move back in the second round and get some additional picks, Greg. They certainly would, Todd, but they basically got their roster set with all the moves they made this offseason. That's for the Patriots. It's been a weird one. Brady is back. Gronk is coming back. These people are not. Malcolm Butler, Nate Solder, Cameron Crummy, Danny Amendola, Brandon Cooks, Deion Lewis, and Martellus Bennett. Those are the departures. Jason McCourty comes over. Adrian Claiborne comes over from Atlanta. They pick up Jeremy Hill from the Bengals. Cordell Patterson, former #1 pick by the Minnesota Vikings a few years ago, is an interesting one. And then they get Danny Shelton, the defensive tackle. But it has been an unusual offseason.
I don't think they're going to take quarterback
for the New England Patriots. And they have 2 picks now.
They might because of all these other people that are going to be looking at them.
Ravens,
if they're really interested in like a Karen Parent.
Think about linebacker.
All these scenarios tell me that Lamar Jackson, people that are interested in Lamar Jackson want him to be an heir apparent to the quarterback they already have.
And they have a chance this year to do it. They don't have to give up anything. Lamar Jackson's sitting there for them. And they go that route. But offensive line, linebacker, secondary, there's some teeny.
He might never get to play. Friggin' Tom Brady keeps playing the way he's playing.
And maintain excellence. This is like a transition period for them. They've had these guys kind of around, and I know they've lost
friggin' Brady, man.
They bring players
like
in.
He freaking
like a real opportunity with this draft. It's almost, again, once they start over, but to be able to kind of jumpstart and bring some enthusiasm, some youth into this franchise.
Yeah, and bring some team speed. And I think that you're talking with youth comes speed, and they need speed on the defensive side of the ball. They need speed at linebacker. They need speed at corner. They need some more corners as well. And you're right. It's not necessarily. It's not a rebuilding.
Right.
It's nothing like that in New England.
They don't.
But you're right. It is a transition period for them. And some of those guys who have been the pillars of this organization, this championship run, this long championship run, are getting a little longer too. Yeah. So you need to get all these guys. They not just have picks, but have picks that hit. And if there's one thing you can criticize Bill Ford, you can't criticize him for much. Look, he kills it in free agency. But it's the homegrown talent that you're talking about. Hit on those guys, have them come in and stick around, and usher in the next era of championship.
Yeah, there's a Josh Jackson, a long, athletic corner. That production comes out of Iowa. Kirk Ferentz, Bill Belichick. There's a connection there. Lamar Jackson's obviously intriguing. So they have some pretty good options here. I thought they used the 2-1s and used the 2-2s to get that fortification of young talent that they haven't had.
Normally what they do is they trade back and stockpile picks. But to your point, how much intriguing do you think it is with Bill, who had Jimmy Garoppolo as the Tom Brady successor, all set up and ready to roll? He's not there. He still hasn't lost a game as a starting quarterback. Hashtag small sample. But still, he hasn't lost a game yet to have the idea of Lamar Jackson coming in there. Or, look, they lost 2 of their 3 starting offensive tackles. And I know what you're saying, you can only start 2. They really rotated 3. Yeah. They lost 2 of those, and Tom Brady, he's going to slow down eventually. He's going to be 41 years old in August. Maybe they try and get some beef on that offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, there are a number of different ways. And I'll tell you what, to speak to the quarterback situation, it's got to be tremendously frustrating to watch Jimmy Garoppolo right now. When you picked him, you developed him. When he got a chance to play, you're sitting there going, we nailed that. And then trade him away. Yeah. And want to get the biggest contract in the NFL at the time for quarterbacks and go, now we're starting over again? Well, Tom is getting older.
It's older. It's a 23rd pick.
Now, when you got Brady, obviously, you freaking can't help that.
Ty Law, Bruce Armstrong, the offensive lineman in 1987. Do they strike magic again here with the 23rd overall?
Yeah, Blade.
It's been an interesting offseason for Bill Belichick and company. I did like the Jeremy Hill move, bringing him over from Cincinnati, basically offsetting the Deion Lewis situation. Not as fast, but a versatile running back. So where will Bill Belichick go with the 23rd overall pick in the first round? One of 2 picks that the Patriots still have, also holding on to the 31st overall pick. Here's the commissioner. We're about to find out as we go behind Bill.
With the 23rd pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Isaiah Wynn, tackle, Georgia.
Tackle or guard? Why does it say tackle on the screen? It says guard.
And
On the screen it says guard, but Goodell said tackle.
Look, again, we use that word versatility with the pages. When you're a two-position,
Well, I mean, they can still take him. I mean, they still have the 31st
This is a
pick.
guy who can start
They can trade down.
I know many people want to protect him from offensive
Trade
guard.
up.
Personally, I think his offensive tackle film from this year is better than his offensive guard film from 2016. When we're down at the Senior Bowl, he was an absolute stud. He is the kind of guy who can move people up line scrimmage and really create some open lanes. And then his pass protection was, I thought, was spectacular. Again, the guy
Well, you know what?
who is going to
We still don't have a wide receiver draft.
when you get to work with Dante Scarnecchia, you're getting to work with a legend, a guy who's going to extract every little bit of talent that you have in you. He will get it from you. Perfect fit.
And again, tore his labrum November 18th, put off surgery, said, yeah, it hurt, it kind of hard to block, but it just always getting jammed back in there. But, you know, it's good. It's good to be Isaiah Wynn. Tom Brady is probably saying, I like this pick. Stay with us.
It's Morse code for Clay.
Sometimes you miss your quiet, peaceful home, so why not give it the protection it deserves?
We know about that trail that never ends. We know the great outdoors. We love the great outdoors. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, where incredible selection, great people, and an experience like no other all come together.
Neil Lane designs for Hollywood's biggest stars, and at Kay, he designs for the star in your life.
The inspiration for this ring goes back almost 100 years.
At Kay, the #1 jewelry store for...
Why is their unlimited data so expensive? Who do those guys think they're fooling?
See it all the time.
They expect all of us to share?
So, you're ready to switch.
For the family. Switch to Boost and get 3 lines with unlimited gigs for $100 per month. Plus, get up to 3 free phones with 20 gigs of mobile hotspot on each line. All on the super reliable and super fast nationwide network. Enjoy your data. Boost makes it easy to switch. Switching makes it easy to save.
Bronze and golden, new and tasty. Cut to close up of the crispy kernel. That's the name of the sandwich, because it's extra crispy like me. Get it at a $5 Philip at KFC. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans makes the complex simple. Giving you superhero levels of confidence. Understand the details and get approved in as few as 8 minutes, so nothing stands in your way. Rocket Mortgage, America's largest mortgage lender. Marvel Studios Avengers Infinity, warranty enters April 27th.
Mel Kiper.
XL guys aren't built like everyone else. That's why TXL isn't built like any other clothing store. While most stores might go up to size XL, that's where we begin. With a huge selection of famous brands like Lacoste, Levi's, Brooks Brothers, and more. With XL experts to help you find clothes that fit great and look even better. Built to fit. Built XL. TXL.
I run this house. That's right, baby. I get everyone up every morning. At least I used to. But now my parents are already awake watching Greeny, Beetle, and Jalen's new show, Get Up. Highlights, the can't miss conversations, the big time interviews. Come on. They're on TV, on the radio, or even on social media. That's where they're supposed to be posting adorable pictures of me. Oh, look, a birdie. Maybe it's time to throw a little tantrum. Take back the spotlight.
Welcome back to the 2018 NFL Draft, presented by Portland.
Here on the biggest stage, we saw the future around.
Welcome, football fans, to the 2018 NFL Draft. The Cleveland Browns select Baker Mayfield. The New York Jets select Sam Darnold. Quarterback, USC. The Buffalo Bills select Josh Allen. Quarterback, Wyoming. The Arizona Cardinals select Josh Rosen.
headed to the home stretch of the first round, first night of the 3-day draft experience on ESPN. We've had a run on the big ugly.
No wide
3 of the last 4 picks have been
top
offensive
20
linemen. People remember, offensive line play matters. Everything happens because the offensive line does their job. Here's what we've done. 4 quarterbacks taken in the top 10. First time in the history of the draft. No wide receiver taken in the top 20. First time since 2010. And the Raiders have picked up a wide receiver. Martavis
Panthers could take a wide
Bryant,
receiver.
many
They could be the first
wide
team.
receivers from the Steelers going to the Raiders, and John Gruden. The Carolina Panthers are on the clock. And again, that stat, keep in mind, we have not had a wide receiver taken in a long time. The Panthers kind of took a wide receiver last year, running back Christian McCaffrey. Will they go full wide receiver right now? The pick is in. Roger Goodell will soon be walking across that stage. And
If the Panthers don't take a wide receiver,
as he goes through all the steps going back
we
and forth
might
on the
not have a
field.
wide receiver in the first
Let's
round.
find out where Carolina goes.
With the 24th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select DJ Moore, wide receiver.
Wide receiver. Yep, there we go. Streak's over.
We're going to allow Mel a moment just to soak in the glory. And as you see DJ Moore soak in the glory, the Big Ten receiver of the year, Mel. Crab cakes in football. That's what Maryland does.
Yes, it
and
does.
that's what DJ Moore did, the first wide receiver off the board.
Good football player. I get to watch him pretty much every game he played. 4 different quarterbacks. It didn't matter. DJ Moore productive. 6 feet even, 210 pounds, went 4.42, 39.5 vertical, 11 broad jump. Those are unbelievable numbers, freakish numbers. Hey, is he a workout warrior? No, he's a productive player. Good body, catching too much at times, but he has a catch radius. He can extend those hands. He got length. He can track the ball over his shoulder very in bad weather conditions and still was able to be very consistent catching the football. And after the catch, Kirby not only has speed, he's got tackle breaking ability. He's a strong, tough runner, and as an added bonus, he's got return skill.
Yeah, almost like a running back when he gets the football in his hands. Think how many quarterbacks has he played with over the last 4 years? Think about this year. That's what I'm saying. And for him to still be the Big Ten wide receiver of the year, strong, elite speed, great routes, instinctive. He can read coverage well on movement. So just a great pick. I'm shocked that these receivers had slid all the way down. We've only had first receiver the whole first round.
I think the next fearful of rookie receivers in the first and second round. We had that stat 57 in the first 2 rounds last year, only 4 to 5 true number ones. So again, you're going for the veteran proven Anthony Schwartz in the first round. I still think it's an overreaction. Ridley and DJ Moore are really good players. And at this point, the draft, Phillips, you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, look, this was obviously a need pick. They took the best player available in the system that they needed badly. Think about this.
No, the Ravens.
No other wide receiver had more than 17 catches. Yeah. How does that happen on an NFL roster? And we look with DJ Moore, you're talking about an outside lane player, too. You're not talking about a niche slot player. You're talking about a guy who play X, the split end, and play Z, the flanker, and his run after the catch he does. He turns into a running back quickly where when he's running the football, you're going, is that a back? Right. Is that actually a wide receiver?
I don't think so.
Exactly. And you know, they tried to help themselves. They got Torrey Smith. They got Jerry Rice. So they're actually trying to infuse some speed into a
Well, got a Maryland Terrapin with another Maryland Terrapin there to help him out transition to the pro game.
That's going to be your next team now. You got Torrey Smith and you got DJ Moore playing for the Carolina Panthers. By the way, DJ Moore, be confident in yourself. The advisory board said, hey, you should stay in for your senior year.
Hey, you got an Alabama receiver from Baltimore Ravens.
He said, I'm good. And now he's the first wide receiver on the board.
I'm good.
Good for you, DJ Moore. You do you. First one off the board. We are back in 30 seconds after a quick word from Courtney.
On the draft.
Well, Well, we are closing in on pick number 25 of the first round here, the Baltimore Ravens. GM Ozzie Smith, this will be his last year being the leader of the draft room for the Baltimore Ravens, and what a job the Hall of Famer has done over his years, cementing himself as a legacy not only as a player, but also as a drafter. His first two picks, Jonathan Ogden and Ray Lewis in 1996. Those worked out well, both first ballot Hall of Famers. Oh yeah, Ed Reed came along in 2002, one of the best interceptors of all time. T. Sizzle in 2003, over 100 plus sacks and still going strong. Yeah, Kyle Bowler went in that year too, but you know what? For every Kyle Bowler, you had yourself a Joe Flacco, who ran one of the best postseason runs to the second Super Bowl championship in team history. Let's not forget Jamal Lewis, Haloti Ngata, Peter Boulware, Marshall Yanda, C.J. Mosley. Ozzie Newsome had the golden touch, and now he sits with the 25th pick in the first round draft. Now, the last first-round pick of his incredible drafting career.
Wouldn't it be fitting if it's an Alabama Crimson Tide player?
Newsome.
Big Calvin Ridley, wide receiver, sitting here. You got Hayden Hurst, an excellent tight end in South Carolina. That's a neat area as well. More weapons for Joe Flacco. You think about Willie Snead coming over, John Brown coming over, Michael Crabtree. You had a Calvin Ridley or a Hayden Hurst for tight end. Now you're really fortifying your passing game weapons. And these two guys, they trade down twice. You're still getting a look at Ridley or Hayden Hurst, and you haven't lost anything. Well, and Herbie, that's a pretty good move for Ozzie Newsome and Eric DeCosta.
When you think about Ozzie's history, I mean, he's a legendary GM, a guy who absolutely built some tremendous football teams. He's never drafted a Pro Bowl wide receiver. Some of his biggest misses have come in trying to fortify that position.
The league's missed a lot of wide receiver, Lewis.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But look, in no way am I disparaging Ozzie Newsome. I mean, look, he has taught us all a lot about how to build football teams. But you're right. A guy like Calvin Ridley and Hayden Hurst is one of my favorite players in this draft. I hope he goes off the board here soon over these next couple of picks, because he's exactly what Joe could use. Joe could use someone in the middle of the field to control the middle of the field, that he could just get the ball out, get the ball out. Because they tried with the veteran to go to veteran route as far as fortifying the outside. They need somebody at that tight end position.
Well, there's a couple of good tight ends available. You mentioned Hayden Hurst, Dallas Goedert, still out there. Could be a potential pick.
Mike Gesicki from Penn State.
Mike Gesicki, who went from a guy with huge drop problems his first couple of years to walk out of Penn State as the leading tight end in terms of catches, receiving yards for tight ends, and touchdowns for tight ends. And by the way, let's be clear, Mike Gesicki put on a show at the Combine. He made himself some money at the Combine in Indianapolis. You mentioned fitting for an Alabama player to be Ozzie Newsome's last pick. Maybe it would be more fitting that a tight end would get Ozzie Newsome. Either way, final pick for the Baltimore Ravens. Right. All those great years, not only at Alabama, but as a tight end, Ozzie Newsome was for the Cleveland Browns in his Hall of Fame playing career. Either way, this is exactly what is going to be the final pick of Ozzie Smith's illustrious first-round career. We showed you those amazing ones, including the first two in both Hall of Famers, in Jonathan Ogden and Ray Lewis. And now this is Ozzie Newsome one last time stepping up to the podium. Baltimore Ravens have been moving around in this first round. Let's see who they finally settled on as the Baltimore Ravens. The pick is in. Will this pick play like a Raven? Will he continue the things that Ozzie Newsome has done so well in his unbelievable career? What, Rodgers pulling a Jerry Jones at this point. There he is, finally walking across the stage, and let's find out where the Ravens and Ozzie Newsome go.
With the 25th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Hayden Hurst, tight end, South Carolina.
Oh, the flowing locks of Hayden Hurst, otherwise known as Garnet Thor, the Big Red Machine. A kid who was not going to be
don't be
here
using
tonight because he originally was drafted to play baseball, thought he was going to go in the first 2 rounds, instead wound up going in the 17th round to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and then developed Steve Blast disease. Could not find the home plate. In just one game in 2013, had an ERA in 1/3 of an inning with 27, 5 walks, 2 wild pitches. But you know what? He did get $400,000 from that signing bonus, and now, ladies and gentlemen, Asgardian God of Thunder, the Barnet Thor, Hayden Hurst out of South Carolina, is the final pick of Ozzie Newsome's career. Again, he made $400,000 as the 17th round pick pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That did not work out well. He decided to give college football one more try. Let's just say that maybe the thing was his hair. His strength was his hair. He threw it back, Mel and Lewis, and he played great.
One of my favorite players in this draft, because of his story that you just laid out so eloquently, Trey, and because of his play on the football field, because he's another guy who is a multiple player. He can play the Y, the typical tight end, the U, a move guy. He can flex and run routes from the core, from the 2 or 3 position, and you can split him out wide as an X against the linebacker, and he'll give them fits all day long. The guy has tremendous hands, tremendous catch radius. He's tough as heck after the catch. And here's the thing he'll do. He'll block, Herbie. He'll block in the run game and get after 6 technically defensive ends who line up on his nose, and he will get after. He can win on the edge, and I think he's the most complete side end, I think, in the draft. I love what you said. He's so physical with the ball after the catch. I mean, he's not only out running people, he's trying to dial up a safety to run over top of him. And it's rare to see a baseball background have that kind of physicality. Versatile, can get into the seam in the middle of the defense. You guys talk about Flacco needing a guy over the middle. He can not only settle down in front of the zone, but he can also get between safeties and get vertical.
Great kick there. Just talked to him. He is a really good kid. He really wants to be Heath Miller. Yeah. He prides himself on blocking. He said there's not many inline blockers now. He really feels like he can do that and help your offense in terms of running the football. You know, Hayden Hurst will come in and play as a rookie, as a 25-year-old, mature football player who really has his, like I say, sights set. He mentioned Jason Witten. Right. So he really has followed the game, and he wants to be a complete NFL tight end. Well, he's a 3-down tight end. That's what he is more than anything else.
And there were people who were trying to knock him for the fact that he'll be 25 when the season starts. But if you look at some of the great productive tight ends in this league right now, they're playing well into their 30s. And that's something that many personnel departments took note of. Like, hey, look, you don't have to worry about that. There are tight ends who are playing well into their 30s because it's a position that just kind of lends to that. So, hey, my hat's off to this kid. I think his story is tremendous. He's going to the perfect place, and you're right. Yeah. Tight end for tight end.
How about Ozzie Newsome picking a tight end in his last first-round pick? And what's interesting, Joe Flacco actually completed a league-high 80% or higher, 80.5% of passes to tight ends, but for 6.3 yards per attempt. So they were getting completions.
That was Ozzie Newsome's last first-round draft.
He's a matchup problem.
He should be like a Hall of Famer as a GM, though. I mean, he's already a Hall of Fame football player for the Browns, but they should really consider him being a Hall of Famer for a general manager. I don't know if that's allowed.
That were in the postseason, made deep postseason.
He should, though, because
it has been
he wasn't just a great player, he's been a great general manager. So shouldn't that count? I mean, we have Ron Book that went into the Hall of Fame. He's a great GM. I feel like his GM career should be separate from his football playing career. I feel like he should be a 2-time Hall of Famer. I feel like he should be a 2-time Hall of Famer because he was such a great GM. He's a great football player. He's already in the Hall of Fame as a football player, but I think he should be in the Hall of Fame as a general manager, too. Not just I think he should be
in the
the
2018 NFL Draft. The Atlanta Falcons select Calvin Ridley, wide receiver, Alabama.
Another Alabama getaway, right? Wide receiver. Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones. We've been down this road before in Atlanta, and it's worked out pretty well, Kurt.
Well, it's the 4th player from Alabama here in the first round. By the way, 6th player that played in that national championship game with Alabama and Georgia going head-to-head. You can see the emotions there. He's fired up and excited. And Calvin Ridley, to me, I think he's the best receiver in this draft. Has size, has length. 4-4 guy, he can get it to separation. I think he can win it. He's going to get jammed a lot.
Yeah,
But I think in an NFL game, he'll have enough ability to be able to work around people because he's so quick and able to separate. Serious speed, natural hands. doesn't use his body at all, and he is, much like Moore, very dangerous after the catch. Not as physical as Moore with natural speed to be able to just outrun people, but not just a guy that can go downfield. He'll catch the ball underneath, shake people, to be able to get some serious yards downfield. And like I said, I think he's going to have a better pro career than he did in college because of the way Alabama won with defense and running the football and field position. And now I think he's going to be in a position where he can really open it up, especially in Atlanta with the weapons they have around him.
An NFL-ready receiver, block, and he will be a guy who will help out Matt Ryan.
Yeah. Third wide receiver taken in the first round out of Alabama since 2011. Obviously, Julio Jones, Amari Cooper, and now Calvin Ridley. Matt Ryan's one happy dude right now. Ridley, Julio, we can make some things happen, ladies and gentlemen. As Calvin Ridley is going to play alongside another Bama wide receiver. Alabama getaway twice for the Atlanta Bears.
Bigger doesn't mean stronger. Pack a punch. Come back for more. Put rubber to the road. Bring the heat. Like a champ. Like a charge. Mighty like a pro. Introducing the all-new Terrain, the compact SUV from GMC. Current non-GM owners get this low-mileage lease on this front-wheel drive Terrain SLE for around $247 per month. Or get $50-$50 purchase allowance when you finance through GM Financial.
Today, historical sites are disappearing, but AI can help us bring history back to life.
To recreate historical sites,
Seattle.
to stitch hundreds of pictures one by one. With Microsoft AI, we are able to stitch hundreds of thousands of pictures in one night. I need to make it possible because it's so important to do it. With artificial intelligence, you can go in, you can experience.
I mean, Jacksonville, obviously Vikings aren't taking him. Steelers could take him as an heir apparent. Seattle ain't taking him. Eagles aren't taking him. Eagles might trade, though, with someone. Because they don't have that many picks beyond their first round pick. So they might do business with someone that might want them. Patriots on picking 31 because they're the Super Bowl runner-ups.
No mix, no mess. Comb in and your natural hair color is back.
I don't know.
Just for men,
The way I look at it, I mean, Steelers, if they want an heir apparent to Ben, Patriots with their second pick, their second first-round pick. This is their actual first-round pick. The other one they got through trade.
Share a moment without it. And don't watch her dance like nobody's watching without it. Whatever you do.
Yeah, those were. I mean, and then maybe Jacksonville, because Jacksonville, I don't think they have the guy there.
The powerful backing of American Express. Don't live life without it.
Yeah, it's done. With big names still on the board, who's trying to steal the next superstar? Our experts see beyond the hype. The NFL Draft. Coverage continues tomorrow at 7 on ESPN. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. You take it when you die, but you can't live without it.
Well, aerial coverage provided tonight by Goodyear. Be rain ready, be snow ready. Please no more snow. Be all kinds of weather ready. Goodyear, more driven. We're driving through the final 6 picks of the first round, and Mel, give me your best available.
Well, there's Lamar Jackson, quarterback out of Louisville, still there, late first round. Taven Bryan, explosive defensive tackle, wish he was more productive. And then you have the corner run. When's it going to happen with Josh Jackson, that long, athletic, disruptive corner? Mike Hughes out of Central Florida also has great return skills. Then to that running back, with after Saquon Barkley. Darius Nice, LSU, Sony Michel, Georgia, and Harold Landry's not listed, but the best pass rusher is still on the board right now.
Oh, because we've seen mostly trades from the quarterbacks. We've seen a couple for defensive players, including mine. Now we're at the point, though, where a lot of people are probably going to only trade if they want to get more picks for the second round. Like, I could see the Eagles trading their first-round pick to get more picks in the second round.
This was a draft that was supposed to be not deep on defensive ends or pass rushers, and he's
Since
been one of the best over the last
beyond their
2 years.
first-round pick, beyond their first pick, they don't have really that much.
That can get there.
So they might want to like get some in the second
he is
round.
a good speed rusher, but I'll tell you what.
So that's what I'm thinking right now. I think what the Eagles are going to do. I don't know what Seattle's doing. Seattle already traded with my team.
So he's going to go. It's just a matter of.
I don't think they're going to trade here.
I'll tell you what though, for
They
Seattle,
might look at defense
on the board here for me right now. Offensive guard,
because Richard Sherman being gone and all.
Pete Carroll sat at the combine and told us, we kind of want to get back to who we are. That kick and run block. Look, we used to pound people and just make them want to quit when Marshawn was at his height and they were winning Super Bowls. That'd be the perfect kind of pick ball, and they can plug him right in there.
Replacement Marshawn. Yeah, they could do running back.
They need offensive line help. Okay, here was the Seattle playbook. Russell, take the ball, run for your life, and do something. That was the play last year. Look, I get it that they had the injury early. Fant went down, right? Yep. George Fant went down early. But the offensive line play has been atrocious, and Seattle's pick is in. Let's see if they address that. Or remember, they're sort of rebooting this entire Legion of Boom here.
The entire organization.
Richard Sherman is gone. We don't know if Cam Chancellor's going to play. Michael Bennett is gone.
I think they're going to either go quarterback. I think they're going to go quarterback.
So they are redoing the defensive
but they might take the running back.
If there's a, for lack of a term, that Dave Gettleman, the GM of the Giants, likes to use,
they will take an offense.
Molly up there that they can get, like Will Hernandez, who showed out at the combine.
But I think they're going
that would help them get a little more balance. Remember, Russell Wilson had all but one offensive touchdown for the Seattle Seahawks. They came off his legs or his arms. All but one came out of Russell Wilson. They've got to find another way. Oh, look at Roger, giving low fives all the way to the podium.
With the 27th pick in the 2018 draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Rashad Penny, running back. San Diego State.
The crowd just went, that's a wow. Look, Rashad Penny finally got his turn playing behind Bill Humphrey, but is this... Well, let's just talk about Rashad Penny for a minute here. Now, I'll put it this way. This guy had a lot of yards. Oh, yeah. A lot of yards up there at San Diego State. But for a guy his size, look, some of the other running backs that are on the board right now, but I know there's some highlights right here of him running over some people. Look, I'll tell you this. There's some big people on the board. I thought we would have went off much sooner than him at the running back position. This fits on what Pete said, though. I was going to say, he wants a pound people. That's right. He wants a 20-pound back. He wants a bell cow. He wants somebody who can leave in the football game and they can depend on to get the tough yards. And the kind of guy who theoretically gets stronger as the game goes on. And it's hard. But I don't know if this is over Sony Michel. Hey, over Nick Chubb. Over Nick Chubb. So we'll see. Geis would have been the only you can talk about guys being physical. Sonny Michel is more of an elusive guy, like almost an Alvin in the playoffs. I know, but he's more of an Alvin Kamara guy you can find some one-on-one matchups with. Penny's more of a gap guy, run downhill and run over top of me. That guy, I would have taken Nick Chubb. We'll see. Marshall Faulk finally has company. Penny is the second San Diego State running back taken in the first round of the common draft era. Okay.
And that's why dogs don't drive. I love kids, but sometimes I need a little break. That's why I get the new $5 Chalupa Cravings box from Taco Bell. It has all of my favorites: a Chalupa Supreme, beefy 5-layer burrito, crunchy taco, cinnamon twist, and a medium drink. And until I'm done, reality can wait, and that includes you, Timmy.
Whoa, what is this place?
Why do I feel so dry?
You made that?
Father was a remarkable man.
That's right! You should have heard the remarks.
I want you to listen to the silence. Can you hear it? Good.
Patrick Melrose. Series premieres Saturday, May 12th, only on Showtime.
Okay, class, we have one more speaker left.
When I go to the NFL, I'm going to be great when I go to the NFL. I'll get 3 rings. No, 4 rings. I'll do more for my community than anyone has ever done. Ever. I'll be the best humanitarian in the league. I'll do better than great. I'll do good. On and off the field. When I grow up, I want to be man of the year. Thank you.
Nationwide, born in a commitment to community, is proud to sponsor the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award.
Pamper yourself with 3 new decadent M&M's flavors: crunchy raspberry, crunchy mint, and crunchy espresso. Hey, where's the espresso?
I don't know how to use this.
Come on, man.
Try them all and vote for your favorite.
Into the end zone it is.
Sports is our thing.
And the app gets it. He likes all sports all the time.
Just like us.
You good?
And now, with ESPN Plus, we get all sports, even the ones that, like, don't have video games.
We stream live games, binge our shows, and we replay the replays.
Our hangouts are, like, pretty lit.
Got it. We're just 2 best friends that can't get enough sports.
And with the app, we're like a crew.
Welcome back to the 2018 NFL Draft, presented by Courtyard.
Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers are on the clock, and of course, it's been a somewhat inspiring journey from that injury in the Bengals game Monday night for Ryan Shazier, the linebacker who made so many plays for them, working his way back. He will not play in 2018, but says he still wants to play. Showed up at the Ohio State spring game. He's been full of smiles during this entire recovery. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are now on the clock. They've had a run of defensive players, guys, over the last few years. Where do we think Pittsburgh may go with their first-round pick?
Well, I think they need secondary help. They need inside linebacker help. The defense was really the problem. So
and the defense has been the problem. Let's see where they go right now. Here's the commissioner.
We have a very special moment to make the announcement of the Pittsburgh Steelers selection. We are honored to have with us an extraordinary man who continues to amaze us with his unyielding determination and his unwavering spirit. We are so proud of him, and he inspires us all. Please welcome, joined by his fiancée Michelle, Ryan Shazier.
And with the 28th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Terrell Edmunds.
Forgot to say the college name.
Well, there's a lot to get to there. First of all, great news for Terrell Edmunds, but for anybody that saw that hit in the Monday night game against the Bengals, to see Ryan Shazier walk across that stage and make that pick, that was awesome. Great for you, Ryan. We wish you continued success on your recovery. That was fantastic. But the brothers Edmonds now have both been selected in the first round. This is just a feel-good story all the way over.
He played at Ohio State, and I played at Ohio State myself. I've gotten to know him pretty well over the years, and to be able to see him walk like that and make that kick, you're right. That's very touching. And I know a lot of people who follow the NFL, not just the Steelers, have followed his story and are pulling for him. That is great news to see him up and walking. The pick, I was going to ask, is have we ever had brothers first round together?
I'm not sure about that. We're working on it.
That's pretty good effort. That's a pretty good effort. Dad played in the NFL for a long time.
Farrell Edmonds, his father was again first round.
And now he's got two sons in the first round in the same year.
As we say in TV, we're efforting to find that information. But look, this is. I got a lot going on right now. When we saw Ryan Shazier lie on the floor like that at Cincinnati, to see him do that so quickly, it's just amazing. And we wish him all the success going forward. But again, this is Terrell Edmonds' moment. As we see Ryan go off that stage, he swore to everybody that he would walk again, and he has done that. He says he's going to play. And if that's what he wants, then God bless him. And we wish nothing but the best. And we'll wait for that. It won't be in 2018. But the Steelers will, Lewis, expect to see Terrell Edmonds play in 2018. What should we expect?
Well, what you're looking at is a big physical defensive back. He's 6'2", 217 pounds, ran 4.47, and has a 41.5-inch vertical. So look, the guy is absolutely put together. Now he is best when he is coming downhill, and he can lay the lumber on some people. And Pittsburgh needed that. Now, when he is in the back end, he does have some range. He has some ability to play man-to-man coverage. Virginia Tech plays a very unique type of defense to where it's hard to really project what the safeties are doing in this game relative to what they're going to be asked to do in an NFL scheme. But that kind of stuff right there, where you see him running the alley and closing quickly on ball carriers and putting big shots on, that kind of physicality
Jacksonville
is something that Pittsburgh missed. And he's going to
Patriots
need
decided to take him as an heir apparent.
in the back end as far as being a coverage player. He's the kind of guy who can keep from having the ball thrown over his head and help that pass defense.
I had such admiration for the Steelers organization over the last 15 or 20 years with the consistency in the secondary play. Coaches have come and gone, but that certain personality, they're able to locate guys that have a way of playing with a chip on their shoulder. Edmonds will be that kind of guy. New defensive back coach is Tom Bradley. He's a former Penn State defensive coordinator. He will love to work with him. But I think when you look at him in that Virginia Tech scheme, Bud Foster believes in a lot of 8-man front, a lot of blitzing, a lot of those safeties. With his size, he's able to play man-to-man. So the versatility we keep talking about of these defensive guys, he provides that. He can be a thumper, but he can also go over a slot and play some man-to-man. Great workout numbers. He had 10 tackles against Clemson. He came at the West Virginia game, the vertical passing game. He had a little bit of trouble, but he's a talented kid. He's got a lot to work with physically and athletically. And from a mindset standpoint, the bloodlines, as you mentioned, Trey, he's going to be a work in progress. They coach him up. The talent's there.
Kirk, you ask and you receive. First time ever we've had two brothers taken. Congratulations on the draft. That's awesome. Courtesy of DXL, Susie Colbert standing right with a brother that made history.
Wow. First time ever, two brothers have been taken in the first round. What do you think of that?
It's a blessing for my family. It's a blessing for my city. It's a blessing for my school. I can't speak highly enough of my school or my city. And I'm thankful for everybody that's been supporting us on the way.
You talked about this great football family, the Edmonds family, and you're here with your brother Jermaine, who's taken earlier in the first round. What did you expect from tonight?
I expected the best for Jermaine. Just having my dad here for support, having my older brother here for support. It's amazing. Like I said, it's a blessing. I'm filling with so much excitement right now. I can barely speak, but it's definitely a blessing.
Well, Buffalo doesn't play Pittsburgh this season, but we can't wait to see it happen in the future. Congratulations.
Thank
you. Trey.
All right, Susie, thanks very much. Look, we've had history up and down this draft. In the top of the draft, 4 quarterbacks in the first 10 for the first time ever, and now brothers, Terrell and Jermaine Edwards, going in the first round. History at the back end of the draft. We told you this was going to be a special night, and it is certainly delivered. So now we go to the team that knocked out the Pittsburgh Steelers out of the playoffs last year, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they came oh so achingly close to taking down the Patriots in the AFC Championship game in Foxborough before finally succumbing in the second half. The Jaguars have made their selection. The pick is in, and now we're about to find out where Jacksonville is going. They've done so much with that defense. Will they continue to bolster on offense like they did with Leonard Fournette overall last year? Let's find out together.
With the 29th pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Taven Bryan, defensive tackle, Florida.
Well, be who you are, baby. GM Devin Caldwell likes to build on that defensive line, and the Wyoming Wildman, whose father was a Navy SEAL, is now the latest member of that unbelievable front seven for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They keep loading up, and Lewis, you mentioned it, his get-off is as good as anybody's.
Look, they had the most expensive defensive line in the NFL already. And Rich just got rich with this guy. When you talk about get-off, this guy will reset the line of scrimmage with a flat back and great hip roll. I know those are football terms, but trust me, when you watch it play, you'll know what I'm talking about. His back is flat, it's parallel to the line of scrimmage, and he's knocking offensive linemen in the backfield and just disrupting everything. And I'll tell you this, just because he doesn't have stats in terms of tackle and sack numbers does not mean he's not productive, because disruption is a form of production when you're talking about defensive line play. And just watching here, he does it all the time. It's get up the field, create havoc, find the football, run to the football. That's one of the things he can improve on. He can improve on the consistency of him chasing down plays after he just whips people at the line of scrimmage. But there's no question. He's going to an organization right now that is developing a reputation as far as how they play defense. And they're going to value players like this. And he is right now, he's going to have to continue to raise his game because they won't accept nothing less down there.
I think it's a great opportunity for him to go where there's a lot of talent around him. I'll just be very honest. If you watch him physically, you think he's a perennial Pro Bowler. I mean, he has, like you're saying, the get off, lean, athletic, explosive. Like, the production for me concerns me because there'd be 4 games I would go to and he would disappear. And you wonder why is he not making plays when he's so beautiful and such a great athlete? And to me, it's almost like there's a lack of instincts or awareness. And is that something you can teach? You know, you're
locating the football. Yeah. And if you look at the Texas A&M game, Herbie and Lewis, he watched that game right top 10. A couple sacks, and you look at him, you split double teams, quick moves, lateral pursuit. But then there's other games he's
I thought they were in trade.
To that point, his coach has said he's freaking out if he can put it all together.
Look out.
That's a question mark. All right, it is time for the Minnesota Vikings on the clock, and it's time for a GMC professional grade moment. And of course, the Minnesota Miracle. They were down to the New Orleans Saints. Last play of the game. Some people call it the Hail Millie to the 90-plus-year-old Millie who was in this stadium for the first time for a playoff game. Marcus Williams goes low. The first ever walk-off touchdown in playoff history in the NFL. Case Keenum to Stephon Diggs. And now Minnesota, they invested heavy in the quarterback, Kirk Cousins, in the offseason. Where will they go in the draft? Will it be the offensive line, which clearly struggled, Lewis, a little bit against the pressure that the Philadelphia Eagles brought in the NFC Championship game?
Hey, Will Hernandez, he's still sitting there. This is the kind of guy that makes sense. You're looking, and I'll tell you what, even on the defensive side of the football, could they use another corner? There's still really good corners still sitting out there.
Sitting out there.
Absolutely.
We thought he would have gone much higher.
Absolutely. Look, and if you remember NFC Championship game, the defensive backfield got absolutely slaughtered in that game by the Philadelphia Eagles. They picked them apart, and they actually went after every single person back there. So I think they can build up the depth there, too. We'll see here. I think offensive line don't make sense.
Randall McDaniel, 30 years ago, was a Viking draft choice.
And you were here breaking it down.
Hall of Famer. And they got James Daniels, Iowa. They got Will Hernandez.
Two more picks.
In the 2018 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Mike Hughes, defensive back, University of Central Florida.
There you go. Well, this is a very interesting pick on a lot of levels. One, it's something they needed, but Mike Hughes, of course, is one of those guys that has had some issues. Played 11 games as a freshman at North Carolina in 2015. After an altercation at a frat house in UNC, he and MJ Stewart, another draft prospect, were charged with misdemeanor assault, inflicting serious injury. Hughes was suspended 1 game. The charges were dismissed after it had court obligations. And according to an NFL.com report, Lewis, Hughes has told NFL teams that he left UNC in 2016 after being accused of a sexual assault that did not result in charges. He played 2016 in a community college and then went to UCF. On the field, he's as good as anybody in the draft.
There is no question about it. This guy has the total package. He can play freshman, he can play offense, he's got tremendous ball skills, and he will rock your world as far as this physicality, man. He will come in there and he will absolutely hit. And on top of it, he's got dynamic return skills. Now, I'll go through this is shown right here, the kind of things he can do as far as down the field, being able to track the ball, win 50-50 contested ball catches, which is something you're going to have to do in Mike Zimmer's defense up there in Minnesota. And look, I'm just telling you this is one of the guys you're going to see his return ability right here on the screen. He is a multi-faceted player that slipped down the board because of the off-field issue. If there's no off-field issue, this guy maybe is the second corner taken in the draft, and maybe as high as Denzel Ward.
Mike Zimmer knows what he's doing with defensive backs. We can say that much for sure. Mike Hughes is there. We are down to the final 2 picks.
Super Bowl teams up in here.
All for Mike Hughes now. Stay with us.
Jackson gets taken out. I mean, this is actually the exact case scenario for the Patriots.
I remember the day you looked at me and asked, "What now, Dad?" So I told you the same thing I just told you. Now you find a job, any job, and work hard. Clock in, clock out, do it again and again. You may not like it, but that's work. That's just how it is. But of course you didn't listen. You showed me there's another way. And I hope one day, when your own kids ask what now, you tell them to do something they're passionate about. I'm proud of you.
See, that's funny. I thought you traded options. I'm not really a Wall Street guy. What's the hesitation? It just feels too complicated, you know? Well, sure, at first, but JJ can help you with that. JJ, will you break it down for this gentleman?
Hey, Ian, you know at TD Ameritrade, we can walk you through your options trade step by step until you're comfortable.
I can be up to that. That's taking options trading from Wall Street to Main Street.
Hey, guys, play some pool?
I'm not really a pool guy. What's the hesitation? This is complicated.
Step-by-step options trading support from TD Ameritrade.
Nothing comes before coffee.
How can I help you, gentlemen?
That's why you got a whole line of espresso drinks from the cafe. Cafe quality from beans to espresso machines. And now introducing the new chocolatey caramel iced turtle macchiato.
At Maui Gym, we're inspired by color, driven by clarity, and dedicated to improving your view no matter your vision. Our prescription sunglasses are the most technologically advanced available and are 10 times more accurate than those produced by conventional labs. Our Polarized Plus 2 technology enhances color and blocks harmful rays, while our digital processing allows for the widest possible field of vision. Speak to your eye care professional and discover greater clarity with Maui Gym. The view is better from here.
That's a rally monkey. I live for rally time. But this year, I'm all about showtime. I've been in this monkey business a long time. And Shohei Ohtani is doing things I've never seen before. Slinging heat from the mouth. Passion painters at the plate. Boom! And he's more fun than a barrel of monkeys. Sunday Night Baseball. Yankees, Angels at 8 on ESPN. Telecast presented by Taco Bell. Boom!
The 2018 NFL Draft is presented by Courtyard by Marriott. Passion moves us forward. It's how you think. It's how we think. And in part by Maui Gym Sunglasses. Color, clarity, detail. Maui Gym. And TD Ameritrade. Welcome back to AT&T Stadium. We are coming to the close of the first round of the NFL Draft, which has been historic. 4 quarterbacks in the first 10 picks. That's never happened before. 2 first-round picks that are brothers at Virginia Tech. Terrell and Jermaine Evans. That has never happened before. And it is time for the second first-round pick for the AFC champion New England Patriots. Early in the first round, they went beef up front with Isaiah Wynn, the guard out of Georgia, who played almost every position on that offensive line and toughed it out this past season after tearing his labrum November 18th against Kentucky and played all the way through the national championship game. Where will Bill Belichick go with his second first-round pick? We are about to find out as the pick is in for the New England Patriots. Here's Roger Goodell.
With the 31st pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots select Sony Michel, running back, Georgia.
Hold on.
So Bill Belichick double dips to the Georgia Bulldogs. First gets Isaiah Wynn and then gets Sony Michel, the running back who combined with Nick Chubb over their careers for the most rushing yards by two FBS backs over their career. Kirk, he showed out in the college playoffs as well.
I was going to say, just turn on his film from the OU and the Bama game if you want to get excited about what he can do as an explosive back. You know, the trend right now in the NFL seems to be kind of a copycat world. Right now, Alvin Kamara, what he did in New Orleans, if you can duplicate that with a back, I think the closest back you can find other than Saquon Barkley.
No, the Eagles, they might trade. They might trade their
one-on-one linebackers. You can make plays in the running game, great lateral quickness, acceleration. I think it's undervalued and underappreciated how physical he can run with the upper body strength. End of the day, it's hard to drive the ball consistently in the NFL. You need chunk plays. This guy can provide chunk plays for this New England offense. Great pick again by the Patriots.
Averaged 7-9 a carry. MVP of the Rose Bowl. The thing I liked about him until he got better, he doesn't have a lot of tread on fire. No, and Nick Chubb was the guy. DeAndre Swift was freshman contributed. He's still got a lot left. And his ball security issues have gotten better. You know, he's got to put the rest of the fumbling problem. He'll have a fumble now and then. He's still got to tighten that up. But he's gotten better. He can catch the ball. He can block. He's complete back. And he's got to say, he hasn't been utilized so heavily because they had Chubb and other back like Swift to take some of that load away.
How about the reaction? They had 3 players from that national championship game team. And Bama's had 4. That's 7 from that game alone.
Not a coincidence. 2 going to New England.
Yeah. I mean, look, Sony Michel, you're right. Look, the league is about people who are dual threats. And guys can do multiple things. And look, his teammate is still a good football player. I can't wait to see where Nick Chubb goes. Yeah. You guys know I'm on record. I love me some Nick Chubb. Sure. I can't wait to see where he goes. Yeah. This is just what we talked about. Yeah. Quarterbacks go. And now we still got a lot of juice talking about these guys. These are some good football players.
Yeah, there are still really good players out there on the floor. But again, Sony Michel goes to the New England Patriots, joining his Georgia teammate Isaiah Wynn. Let's go upstairs to Adam and more for the final pick of the draft here. What do you got, guys?
Well, Trey, the fact that running backs are undervalued is now overstated because there have been 3 running backs taken in the draft tonight, including Sony Michel right there by the New England Patriots. Interesting because there were some teams that had some medical.
Yes, the Eagles traded their pick. They traded him to the Ravens.
Of his knees going forward. There's some concern
Interesting.
about his longevity, but the Patriots felt like the value here more was too good to pass up and went with the running back.
And that left knee was
which means this will not be his last first-round pick.
But the one thing that team
after all,
we're good with him. Maybe longevity.
He doesn't want to leave.
You don't worry more than 5 years out.
Ozzie Newsome doesn't want to leave. He wants one more first-round
And there's another team that have another player for 5 years. The Philadelphia Eagles just traded out of pick number 32. They will not pick in the first round. The Baltimore Ravens have just moved up to the 32nd spot. You know what that means, Ravy, right?
I think, yeah.
What do you think, Mort?
Well, no,
What do you think?
I think you know and you don't want to tell anybody.
Well, I really actually don't know. We have ideas, we have thoughts, but the Baltimore Ravens have moved back up into the first round trade. And the Philadelphia Eagles, who didn't have second and third round picks, wanted more picks. So the Eagles get out, get those more picks. We'll see what the Ravens take, Trey.
All right, Mort, Adam, thanks very much. By the way, that was the first skill position pick in the first round for the Patriots since Lawrence Maroney, the running back Minnesota, went since 2006 out of the Golden Gophers. This is interesting, though. Remember, Ozzie Newsome's first ever draft, he had 2 first-round picks, Jonathan Ogden and Ray Lewis.
How about James
That worked pretty well. Certainly possible. However, he's now closing out his Ravens drafting career. You think James Daniels can come
Kirk
front?
Ferentz, it was his last first-round pick. Who knew? If Flacco was able to dodge one quarterback in one pick, can you do it twice? Okay, final pick of the first round.
It is the Ravens trading up. Is it for Lamar Jackson? Which would
Ozzie Newsome didn't want to leave just
quite a
yet.
shift at that quarterback position in Baltimore.
The Philadelphia Eagles have traded the 32nd pick to the Baltimore Ravens. With the 32nd pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Wow.
Listen to this place go crazy right now. There he is, the Heisman Trophy winner from a couple years ago. Michael Irvin giving him a nice hug. Coming on out.
If you're Joe Flacco, you're not happy.
I look at researcher Bill Smith. This needs to be the only first round in NFL draft history where the first pick of the night is a Heisman Trophy winner, and so is the last. Starting with Baker Mayfield, and it finishes with
If you're Joe Flacco, you gotta be pissed about this.
Ravens. And I'm glad
Joe Flacco's a Super Bowl champion.
guys who've been in the draft room with Ozzie Newsome, Steve Bisciotti. What does this signal to you, Daniel Jones?
They're going in a whole new direction. And Ozzie Newsome, even though this is his last draft, he's trying to get ahead of the curve, something he's done throughout his career as general manager of the Ravens. Be ahead of trends, Mike, and I think you're going to see this because it's a risk. It's a gamble, no question. What we're going for. We talk about electrifying upside, a little bit raw in the past.
Then without Pat.
He can throw the football. I've seen it firsthand. Dude can throw it.
I thought the pro day actually was more accurate than people.
This is interesting because
he airmailed a couple, but not what you would have thought.
they got Joe Flacco. Who I still think is a very good quarterback. And he's a Super Bowl champion.
He's going to have 2 to 3 years to develop, and certainly it's a great spot. I think it's certainly into the first round. We'd like to go middle of the first round.
Yeah. Look, this is the perfect thing. Think about this for a minute, folks. Baltimore Ravens offensive coordinators who it's Marty Mornhinweg. Marty Mornhinweg was in Philadelphia when we signed Michael Vick. Marty Mornhinweg knows how to coach quarterbacks who are dual threat people. And let me tell you this, in a pro-style offense, what you're going to see right here, with pro-style personnel, pro-style route concepts, Lamar looked very good. In this game in particular, here, 5 steps up, coming out backed up. He's trying to hit the post, reads that the safety's deep, sees the tight end spot up over the middle, reads the field. Here is another situation where you have, I believe this is 11 personnel. He's going to just hit a basic stick route here on the outside. Quick read, get it to his wide receiver, let them catch and run. And then here, they're going to run a 7 steps up, maximum protection type of route, where he's had to push up in the pocket because he's getting a corner boundary blitz. He puts up in the pocket, protects the football with 2 hands, and then launches a beautiful, beautiful teardrop post route and just drops it right into the wide receiver's hands. He has shown more than flashes of that, Irving. Yeah. He's shown that he can do that. He needs a guy who will absolutely not let him off the hook as far as fundamentals are concerned. Marty will do that. He did it for Michael Vick along with Coach Reed. He'll do it for Lamar Jackson.
Keep talking about fit in right place. This is good for him. And I think one thing you got to remember about it, he played with an awful offensive line at Louisville over the last 2 years. Almost every time he dropped back, he's getting pressure. And that's why you saw him many times either stepping up the pocket or having to get out of there. That'll be a different thing in the NFL.
Let's just sum up what just happened. We started this draft with a Heisman-winning quarterback, Baker Mayfield. We ended this draft with a Heisman Trophy-winning quarterback, Lamar Jackson. And courtesy of DXL, Susie Culver standing by with the second Heisman winner to go in the first round.
Well, it was a little bit of a wait. What were the emotions like as you waited in the green room?
All the team trust me. Hurry up and get me, because it's on. It's on.
You and your mom, Felicia Jones, have made such an unbelievable team. You did this draft process your own way. When you were a little kid, she was your coach. What has she meant to you?
She meant the world to me. You know, a lot of people not fortunate enough to have their mom in their life. You know, but mine still by me through thick and thin or whatever. And, you know, it's her moment, not really mine. I'm just happy to be a Raven right now.
When you met with the staff of the Ravens, what kind of indications did they give you of what they would like to do with you in the future?
You know, use me, you know, let me learn. You know, they have Robert Griffin there now. You know, they have Joe Flacco. They gonna let me learn as much as I could. And they just want to see what I can do.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
What a way to wrap up the first round. Let's go to Morton Adams.
Well, think about Lamar Jackson. He sat there and watched Baker Mayfield, the 2017 Heisman Trophy winner, go first, and he's the 2016 Heisman winner who goes last in the first round. But you think about the Baltimore Ravens with Marty Morning, his offensive coordinator, Greg Roman as an offensive assistant. They coached to Michael Vick and Donovan McNabb and Colin Kaepernick. And one thing that Bill Parcells, the Hall of Fame coach, said, these coaches in this league need to look at a talent like Lamar Jackson and figure out how to use them to the best of his ability. And this is a guy that if you have patience with him, Parcells, Tony Dungy, other people I've spoken to at Louisville, truly believe he could be a star in this league.
More, when you talk to people around the league, they say that when you take a quarterback in the first round, you take him with the idea that he's going to be a starter. And when you look at Joe Flacco in Baltimore right now, this will be the last year where he's got guaranteed money remaining on his contract. And with Lamar Jackson coming in now, and with Baltimore trading away a second-round draft pick in the 2019 draft to Philadelphia to move up to get Lamar Jackson at the back end of the first round, that tells you now that Joe Flacco is on the clock. Trey?
Mort, Adam, thanks very much. And technically, the Browns are again on the clock when we start the second round. But we promised you history, and we delivered. 5 quarterbacks. Only the 3rd time ever we've had that many go. By the way, Teddy Bridgewater, the last Louisville quarterback to go in the first round, the last pick, much like Lamar Jackson, Louisville quarterback, the last pick in the first round. Overall thoughts, Mel? This first round, what?
I think the good players still on the board. I think that's the thing I'll think about right now. You think about a running back like Darius Geis, LSU, Nick Chubb, Georgia, Josh Jackson, all that production at cornerback for Iowa, Will Hernandez, the Muller, the guard at Utah. It's going to be a fun day, round 2 and round 3 coming up tomorrow night.
I thought it was interesting to see teams moving up to get quarterbacks. We saw a lot of movement, a lot of trades. It was, I don't know if that's normal for the first round.
It is.
It was very active, and people quickly identified a quarterback that they wanted, and they went up and got him.
I love the picks here at the bottom of the first round. I love the Taven Bryan pick, the Mike Hughes pick. These are guys who are just going to be ballers, man. And we knew that this was going to happen, but it's just fun to see it unfold. I'm sure these teams were sitting there going, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm surprised by that.
4 quarterbacks go in the first 10. Never happened before. 2 brothers go in the first round. That never happened before. And we start and end with Heisman Trophy winners being selected. We told you it was a circus. Thanks for being along for the ride. Sports Analyst Scott Van Pelt is next.
All right, guys, so that was the first round draft.
Our experts on which of the quarterbacks selected is the best fit for their new
comment
team.
rate if you like this stream, my reactions, you like, and that's about it, guys. For the first round of the NFL draft, SS Ultimate Goku out of here. Peace, everyone.
Brand new ESPN app. Now with ESPN.